as well.
Yeah, the VFL women's team forming a guard of honour as well. Collingwood's already out on the ground. They've actually been out on the ground for a good 5 minutes now, the Magpies. As we mentioned, it's 6v7 on the ladder. See if we can actually take in some of this.
And now, Ben Jolly. Ben Jolly has been a member of this club for 10 years, all-time best and fairest winner, premiership captain in 2015, been a state representative for the VFL twice. He's been a member of the VFL Player of the Year 7 times. He has won the Ron James Memorial Trophy 9 times. And to top all of that off, Ben's wife delivered
So, a wonderful achievement. It's been a wonderful decade that Ben Jolly has put together at this footy club. We know the story, drafted to Essendon, couldn't quite get a real look in there, but he's been an outstanding player at this level in the Peter Jackson VFL, and he leads this team out today against Collingwood for what is a huge round 13 game, as we hear the song in the background there. Another game has just completed today in the Peter Jackson VFL, and it was North Melbourne taking on Coburg. A big win for the Kangaroos, 15-18-108. The Kangaroos defeating Coburg, who are still winless, at 6-9-45. We saw the first match up here on Peter Jackson VFL live earlier in the season. That one was at Avalon Airport Oval. As a
We're going to take a break. We'll come back with all the preview of this big clash between the Pies and Williamstown.
Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
And we're here for the proverbial 8-pointer this afternoon. Two teams tied on the ladder for points, and Collingwood and Williamstown doing battle. And a couple of big players in this afternoon's game. Hilly, you've seen the conditions. You've been able to get an eye on most of the teams of the VFL throughout the year. A massive clash for these two. Who do you see coming out on top?
I'd be thinking that the Pies might have a little bit of an edge in terms of AFL experience, etc. So I'm going to tip the Pies in a very, very close one. But my heart is sort of hoping that Willie will get the money today, because it would be great for Ben Jolly to celebrate breaking the record. Yeah, hard to argue with that. Interestingly, a couple of former Williamstown players have come across. A couple of them not playing today. Gallucci, who's had a very good start to the year, 15 from his 9 games, and also Nick Singh, who's played the 4 games in 2018. So some interesting names. Hetherington has come across. He will be playing this afternoon against the old coach. They may well need to be doing a bit of on-field coaching out there, Hilly. We know that this ground represents some unique characters. It certainly does, and Williamstown have used it to great effect this season, and they've certainly won a couple of games here where it's just that local knowledge, and it'll certainly help them again today. But with the weather being so still and the ground so firm, I can't believe how firm the ground is. It is in absolutely amazing condition, given that the weather we had down here in Williamstown in the last couple of weeks. The toss has just been won, by the way, and Collingwood will kick to the far end, which is usually slightly advantaged by the breeze, but the only breeze that is up today is coming straight across the ground, straight from the bay, straight across the ground, and it probably won't really affect goal kicking at either end in terms of length, but it may affect obviously with accuracy, just a slight breeze coming across the ground. Thank you, Hilly. Players into position now, and a significant crowd establishing the best position to get a look on what will be a fascinating contest. We know Andy Collins has got this team to the top. He knows how to win flags. I don't think he'll be all that content with where they're sitting on the ladder just at the moment, although I did notice that Ben Jolly spoke about Andy's ability to see that there is a longer term picture in footy, and you can't win them every year. But you just need to be making sure you're putting the building blocks in place. Williamstown 6-4, as are Collingwood. Just 1 percentage point separating these two before we get underway. Plenty of AFL talent. Murray, Brown, Varco, McClarty, Murphy, Wills, Brown. That's Tyler for the Pies to go with Callum, along with Oxley, Madgen and Lynch, a couple of rookies to finish off with as we go down the list for the Pies. And we know the talent that this Williamstown lineup has. I think we're going to see a battle royale in the middle as per usual when anyone comes up against Nick Meese. And today it's going to be Max Lynch who's charged with that responsibility. Beautiful afternoon for football here. Peter Jackson, VFL Live, celebrating one of the greats of the game in Ben Jolly, breaking the record for the goals games played, but that means precious little now as the umpire gets set to bounce down. Lynch and Meese in the middle to get us underway. Meese followed up but couldn't come away with the footy at ground level. Brown couldn't quite come up with it. Little toe poke for Wheeler. Worked forward. Smith's there for the Pies. They try and just work their way backwards. Okay. They're going to finish with Borthwick, who's well tackled. Got it away. There was good stuff from Wheeler. Spilt to ground. Wheeler comes in and gets it away again. Mark on. Toe pokes it inside the 50. Chance for Rodder. Worked his man inside the footy. Handball back inboard. Asked a big question there. Gee, it wasn't quite ideal, but made good by Rodder, who came back to pick up the footy. Ball spilled free. Left foot snapped in the pocket. What a wonderful start for Kavara. On his left. In the right hands at the right time, and the Gulls start the day with a goal. They're 1 straight 6. Collingwood yet to score. 50 seconds gone opening term.
It's up to 19 goals for the season now. Is Ben Kavara. Did kick 2 last start, which was that game, which was pretty much a water polo match against Sandringham 2 weeks ago. They're coming off the bye. Williamstown, a great start for the Seagulls in game 209 today for Ben Jolly. an outstanding player Ben Kavara is at this level. Nick Meese back in the side. He missed 2 games as well, and he'll go up in the ruck against Lynch. Good bounce. Meese, we won that down. Brown's there. Ball just gets hacked up toward the 50 here for Williamstown. Kavara fed the handball out for George. Tried to get it moving to Mr. 209. It's a quick snap from Jolly, but it's marked on the last line of defence by Magden. And Collingwood, as long as that kick's okay, out of immediate danger. Short pass for Borthwick. Very good crowd in today. Point Gellibrand is Borthwick down the line. No mark was taken. It was a 2-on-2. Wheeler tried to get the underground handball to a teammate. Couldn't quite do so. Masters comes in to help out a couple of teammates with the tackle to hold things up. Inside 50 for Williamstown, 1 straight 6. Collingwood not only had to score, he had to really go forward of centre.
So Matkin on Rodder at the top of the square doing battle there at ground level. Hetherington trying to work his way through. Wills is there. Good strong tackling at ground level from Pongrasic. And they'll toss it up. 49 out. A little bit of push and shove. Smith with the job on Kavara. Also the Grice down there on Schultz. Topo comes from the pack though. It's going to go Collingwood's way. Varco came through, couldn't pick up the footy. It's a hot one to handle just at the minute. Now Varco with half a chance. He's going to be taken towards the line. Tapped it to himself. Jolly comes in and lays the tackle. And they'll take it over again to be tossed in. Hetherington's had hands on the footy early, as we expected. It's a hot start. So Callum Brown's got Willie Wheeler for the moment. As Meese gets front position, finds Wills, tries to shrug the tackle but couldn't. Pongrasic lost a handle on it. Hetherington stole it away. Here he comes, gives it to Brown, who's got some time and space in front of him. This is Callum. Varco the target, couldn't take the mark. It's well read in defence by Charleston. He comes across and finds Jolly, who can relieve from half back.
Goes down the line. Rodder's there for the Seagulls, as was Murray. It spills out of play for a boundary throw in. Nearly 4 minutes gone, 1 straight 6 Williamstown, thanks to a great goal from Ben Kavara. The only game today in the VFL. The other winner was North Melbourne earlier against Coburg in the early game at Avalon Airport Oval. This is 6v7 on the ladder. Lynch hacks it forward for Collingwood. Foot race on for it. Starcevic is there, but gets led to the ball by Tippett. It goes out of play once more. Left half forward for Collingwood. Coming off a really disappointing loss last week against the Northern Blues. It does have to be said, the AFL side has been pinching a couple of the better performers at this level of late. We saw Braden Sear make his debut last night up on the Gold Coast. Marcon goes down the line. Idinga takes the mark here for the Seagulls. And they're out of danger. Slips over. But not during live play, so he goes down the line, tries to drill it in toward the chest of George, but getting in the way is Callum Brown. Takes the mark for Collingwood. Can concede ground if he wants to, but instead looks ahead. There was a lead on offer. Kick was just a bit too hot. Jolly won't keep it in play. Another boundary throw-in.
Hilly got news down there.
Looks like Willie Wheeler might have just sustained a small knee injury there. He's just tweaked something and he recognised it himself and just ran straight off. So I'll keep an eye on that. It looks like it might be his left knee.
Yeah, looked very awkward as he came out of the contest. Schultz takes the mark at half back in front of Grice, looking for something further afield, and he'll get it for 50. So I'm not sure if that was for Wills, who was running past in the protected area, or the man on the mark, Grice. But Schultz has it outside the 50.
Could nearly kick the distance, actually. Schultz got a fair kick on him.
He's going to just stab to the top of the square. Rodder couldn't take the mark. Trouble at the last line. Coming through Gibbons, kept it in. Well played. Oxley over the top of him. He wrapped up his man. Can he get it to the line? Rodder comes in to join the party. And the umpire says, enough of the fairy bread. Give it to me. We'll toss it up deep in the pocket. Tennis court's end here. Bit of push and shove. Plenty of spirit in this one early. Oxley around the footy. Wills, Smith, Kavara lurking dangerously. Came to Borthwick, he was well tackled. Wills got his man high. Yeah, Gibbons had his head over the footy and Wills just took him high in the contact. The kick for goal will come from 35 out, 5 in from the boundary line, not far from the can bar. A little early in the afternoon to get maximum value out of the support there, but nonetheless not a bad place to be taking the shot from.
It's been all Williamstown so far, Leedsy. They've really dominated the contest, so this will put some nice icing on the cake if he can kick it.
And that's exactly what he does away to the right-hand side. Hilly couldn't quite get the angle right. Shallow, 1-1-7 plays, no score. Collingwood 7 gone opening term. Murray to bring the footy back in.
It's the old-fashioned huddle here for Collingwood. Goes to himself and then to his left, and then the lead presented from Blair takes the mark, or is it Smith? Goes down the line. All hacked toward the middle of the ground here. It's up for grabs for Collingwood over the top now. That was Blair that time. Fed the hand pass out wide, and then it's a 2-on-1 really inside 50. Will the mark be paid? It will be. So a chance for the Pies. Trailing by 7 points. No major win to deal with today, which is unlike Williamstown. This is Starcevich on debut.
One thing that's really impressive so far from Collingwood has been when they break really, really quick. And Williamstown were caught out there. Rebound.
Starcevich, careful approach, just inside 50, right foot's on the way, hooked it pretty badly in fact, didn't register a score, out of bounds on the full. And the Seagulls will get it back.
A drive, a long ball from Dorgan, looking for some marking power, but it came from the opposition. Wonderful stuff from Lynch. Took it in the one hand as he was falling backwards. Gives the handball away, so they're going to drive it inside the 50 from Oxley. 1-2, not quite for Will. Spilt to ground. Fierce tackling at ground level. They're not going to come up with the footy. Umpire will come in and toss it up. 40 out, almost directly in front. If you're tuning in online, we're just experiencing a few little technical difficulties with the audio, but we're working hard to get that fixed for you as Gibbons comes down the line. Rodder 1-on-3 now. He taps it out in front of himself. He might have done enough. Masters can run onto it. He gets to 35, swings it back and misses. Hit the post, I reckon. One behind. 1-8 to Collingwood, yet to score. 9 gone opening term.
Decided not to back himself in there and just went for goal maybe a couple of steps too early. Thought he had a bit more space then.
Smith saw an option he liked toward the outer side. No mark taken. Lynch overran the ball. Meese there as well. Here's Woodward burrowing his way through. Ball spills out. Mark on. Had to get the hand pass. He was under pressure. Masters brought down as soon as he got it. Potentially high. Umpire says it was high. Free kick Williamstown on the outskirts of 50. Rodder's the man in the square.
This is probably just beyond his range, I would have thought.
It's Glen Hill, boundary side today. Just a lob toward the square. Rodder put his hands up. A high snap on goal. Is that going to be just getting over the line? No. Rodder tried hard. Ball was touched through. It was a very, very high ball. Didn't look like it was going to have the distance, but got to the goal line. It's a minor score in the end. 1-3-9. Still donuts for Collingwood. 10 gone, opening term. As Oxley goes very wide. Just had enough on that ball. It was a beautifully weighted pass for Murphy.
What did you see, Hilly?
Oh, just that kick. It's just been smothered now, but we'll come back to it.
Murphy got it into Dorgan's fingertips. That allowed the cavalry to arrive. Mark on to Gibbons, to Jolly, the old firm combined, to Charleston. His handball almost got away with it. He did. Dorgan, Gibbons, long ball to Rodder at the top of the square. Spills for Schultz from the goal line. And he gets their second of the afternoon. Williamstown 2-3-15. Collingwood yet to score. 10.5 gone in the opening stanza.
It's all Williamstown at the moment, Leedsy. They are all over this game at the moment, and Collingwood are going to have to dig deep.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal. Murphy just got the fingertips, didn't he, of Dorgan? That was the turnover, and There are too many good Williamstown players not to make the most of it.
Very good start for the Seagulls. Back in the middle, Borthwick. He's going to try and clear this one out for Collingwood. Just got his kick out in time. So the Pies go inside 50 again, but Gibbons is there for Williamstown. The kick out wide for Donnell. Has Murray on him. Murray dropped the mark. Picked up by Binga. Hand pass. Grice gets in the way of Donnell. It spills out. Centre wing. Goals to Ben Kavara, Lockie Schultz. A couple of more missed opportunities as well. Boundary throw in on a perfect Sunday afternoon. Ground level, Woodward. Heavy collision, it was almost friendly fire. Gibbons was the man brought down. Another stoppage. Player involved as well for Collingwood. Ball thrown up, Jones in there. It's claimed by McClarty. As the Pies look to attack once more. Myers dropped the mark. Hand pass needs to be good here. Bit of pressure for Hallier. Had to hand pass it back into the chaos. Jolly got involved there for Williamstown. Ball spills out the back. They will go inside 50 now. McClarty just rushed his kick, threw it onto the right. Is it going to stay in play for Wellings? No, out of bounds on the full. And the Seagulls get it back in front of the scoreboard, which has the Seagulls up by 15.
So, what are they going to do here? Just hemmed into their back pocket. We'll play on. Murphy tries to close down the space. No luck on that totally. Dorgan got it across. And he goes on his left boot. Now, where's the umpire going to find one here?
Just in the back to Collingwood, Leedsy.
So Blair, the man with the footy. 80 from home. He stabs this low ball in straight to Jolly. Was looking for the lead there of Chippendale, but no good. Williamstown come away with it again down the line, but Smith takes the mark this time, going back with the flight. Back inboard to Woodward. Good to see him out there and getting a kick. And this one's a good one. Short one to Borthwick, who's going to get 50, I reckon. Yeah, he just shimmied and shook enough so that Gibbons thought he was going to play on, and it drew the 50, which is exactly what Gus had in mind. He'll be marched to 30 out, directly in front, and shouldn't have a problem.
Might be a short 50 there, Leedsy.
The umpire enforcing the rules, but not agreeing with them, perhaps, Hilly, as Borthwick. A short 50 in protest, maybe. He won't mind. Gus is having a shot, and he sticks it through. Yep, no problems. Collingwood with their first of the afternoon. They're one straight 6. Williamstown 2-3-15, 14 gone, second term.
Yeah, that 50-metre penalty seemed like it was all of about 41 to me. He was only about 12 or 13 metres outside the 50 arc, and for some unknown reason the man on the mark was about 22 metres out. So worked that one out. But it's fair to say that Collingwood desperately needed that goal to get back in this contest. Let's see what they can do at this next clearance. That's where they're really struggling at the moment, is around the clearances. Williamstown are totally on top and come out with a lot more pressure than Collingwood have.
That was an important goal for Collingwood to get on the board. Bounce down back in the middle. McClarty all over Meese that time. Woodward's there, but Wellings might get there first. Does for the Pies. Gets the hand pass out. Now McClarty. Another kick, a left foot. Awkward looking ball going inside 50. It's a bouncing ball. Dorgan claimed as soon as he picked up the footy. Little kick down the line. That's actually okay. Jones will go over the top. Tried to get it moving to George. He got brought down. Probably never really had it. Now Brown has it for Collingwood's Callum. Left foot just in play. Lynch takes a good mark. Pies looking for 2 in a minute. We go inside 50 all the way to the top of the square. Off hands it comes. Seagulls looking to work things out. Kavara will watch the ball bounce in front of him. Won't actually claim it. It goes out of play.
Williamstown pushing right up the ground at the moment. There is nobody backward of the centre.
So just inside 50. With the sun beaming down, Meese was in front of Lynch. Another fist on the ball. It sprays out toward half forward here. McClarty got his hand pass out. Ralph, the 23rd man. As the kick comes toward the corridor. Off the ground goes Tippett. Trying to repel this ball back out, but beaten to the ball that time by Murray. No disposal. The Pie lets it all go. Tippett holds on to the ball. Kick toward the middle of the ground's okay for Rodder. takes the mark, keeps on moving in. Bingle was by himself inside 50, kick smothered though and picked up by Woodward, got it to McClarty. And now Hetherington goes wide, bouncing ball for Wills to pick it up here. Wills has to get around the pressure, did. Then chips in, board is at 15. Umpire says yes, it's in the hands of Callum Brown.
So Brown, 55 from home. He's pointing at the goals. No, it's just foxing.
I think it's just beyond him.
Now he's going to go with a short ball to the pocket, and that will do. Beautifully weighted kick. Just the presence of mind to hold the footy and hold the footy until the best option presented. Fawkes stands the mark, and the kick will come from Michael Chippendale. 7 goals from his 10 games so far in 2018. He's enjoying the continued run at it.
A little bit of breeze just coming off his shoulder at the moment. So this one should bend right to left. So he aims at just inside the right goal, but it should be right.
And he listened in enough. That'll do. Collingwood strike back nicely. We've got a 3-point ball game, 15-12 as we approach time on in the opening terms. 17 minutes and 30 seconds have elapsed.
You're right, Leeds. He just listened just enough because that scraped him. Almost looked like it went over the top of the post. Goal umpire in very good position. They judged a goal.
Up to 8 goals for the season now, Michael Chippendale, off Collingwood's VFL list. Good game of footy, this one. Play restarts. Lynch up against Meese. Meese went a bit early. Wills tends to get his hand pass out. Did. Collingwood work it wide here. It's a high ball. Murphy in the foot race. Bounce favoured him. Didn't quite judge it on that bounce though, and he got put into the deck pretty quickly there and hard by Jordan Jones. And it's a ball up. Right half forward. Collingwood lifting here. We're a goal away from the lead after conceding the first 2 goals of the game. Umpire throws it up. Meese went boundary side. It's picked up by Blair. Little chipper inside 50. No mark was taken from Starcevic. Now it's Dorgan had to get out of the way there. Just had to give the don't argue. Lost the ball in the process. Soccer off the ground, no good there for Hetherington. Blair goes in as well to help out his teammate. Ball locked up in among all that chaos and a ball up. 2-3 playing 2 straight, approaching time on opening term. It's round 13 action. So the ball gets hacked toward the goal face, but it's well wide. It takes a bounce, goes out of play. Left full pocket, boundary throw-in.
Cheers. Continues to be a lot of players around where this is going to be pinged back in. As Meese got front position, tried to find his man at ground level. Mark on had it and lost it. Coming through Wills. He's well tackled by Jones, who's done a few nice things defensively. And they'll toss it up. 35 out, 45-degree angle to contend with here. For Collingwood to attack from. Blair's around this stoppage. The man might be Sam Murray to watch if it just falls short, but Pongrasic's kick. He scoots over the top of that. Rodder knocked it on, but Lynch was there to mop up. Came across to Brown. Inboard, a long kick inside the 50 for the Pies. McClarty the target. Meesa's going to do the work at ground level, and he did it well. Handballed over the top, pretended he was looking for a teammate. Goes over the line, and they'll ping it back in to much more familiar territory for the big man.
Just looking at that crowd, Leeds, it's really poured in, and we've got a great crowd on hand to watch this game today, and not being disappointed so far. It's been a great contest.
Yeah, beautiful sunny conditions as Meese knocks it down. Hellier couldn't come away with the footy. Did he drop it? Umpire said, I will reward the tackler here. And it'll go to the big man, Nick Meese, who thought about a handball, but then thought better of it. I suspect this one's going long down the line from the ruckman. And that's exactly what he does. High ball, Rodder. Oh, Masters flew, but went a little early. Schultz well tackled. Ball spilt to ground. Well played, Brown. Got it away. Murray darts away from the contest. Kicks to centre half forward. Varco takes the mark. He can turn and go, Trav. Heads to the pocket with a little one over the top. Nicely weighted ball, and Hetherington, who's had a lot of the footy in this opening term against his old club, will line up from 40 out on a tighter angle just than 45 degrees.
It was a great hit up from Travis Varco there. didn't blaze away, just spotted the player on the lead. Fantastic vision from Travis Farko.
So Sean Hetherington should know the conditions. No excuses on that front. He starts it right to give it a chance, but a little too far right. And it finished one behind. 2-1-13 to 2-3-15. 21.5 go on opening term.
So we're into time on. The first pass from the kick-in's okay. So a careful build up here for Williamstown, holding on to a 2-point lead. This is Tippett that has the ball. Happy to chip it around. Be careful with the footy. And a long ball to clear it out. Oxley came over the top with the fist. Blair was out the full. Woodward threw it onto the right. Goes up towards half forward. It bounced over Borthwick's head. Now it's in the hands of Dorgan. Wellings lost it. Woodward into Ward. The corridor. No mark was taken. And a pass from Dorgan again out wide. Masters. Short little pass. That's okay. Over the top. Gibbons now has it for the Seagulls. Saw a couple of options. Chipped over the top for Schultz. It was a well-weighted ball, and Lockie Schultz did well to take the mark. Right half back. He'll go down the line for Gibbons. So they've worked this out nicely, the Seagulls. Gibbons. Bewley offering the lead. Gibbons went in that direction. Couldn't take the mark. Woodward came crashing through. Got it back for Collingwood. Now Murray throws on the left, goes down the line. Starcevic again the target. Fistlow to kill it off. Blair, can he keep it in? No. Boundary throw-in.
Just about centre wing. Slightly attacking side for the Pies. 13 to 15. Both came in with the same amount of wins and only 1 percentage point separating them, so it's appropriate that we've got a tight, fierce contest. Lynch comes away. Long bomb inside the 50. Going to work at ground level. Chance for the Pies. Varco's lurking dangerously if it comes out, but it comes to Charleston, who comes away on his right boot looking for Dorgan. Gee, there's some space here if it sits for him. He just hacks it off the ground. That might suit. There's a one-on-one if they get to the contest early enough. Masters did, but then overran the footy. A handball okay. Gee, that was a strong tackle from Dorgan. No, it was too high on Ralph, the 23rd man, who looks for some support in Madkin, who got it back to Ralph, who goes down the line, big fist over the line, and that's where it'll finish. Bayside, they'll toss it in. In between half forward and the wing for the Pies. So Sam Ralph done a couple of good things. This has Jack Madkin as the ball's tossed back in. Kavara thought about getting involved in the tackle, just got shaken away by Brown, who gets it away. There's a long ball across the face, and it'll finish over the line again with Monk unable to keep it in. Dangerous position to defend for Williamstown now at the 25-minute mark of the opening term. Here's Adam Sarah-Coglin, Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
2 goals apiece in a good quarter. 2 teams, same position on the ladder, having very similar sorts of seasons, have shown signs that they can go all the way and had disappointing losses all in the same year so far, as Jolly goes down the line, gains the territory he wanted to. And it's a boundary throw-in. Beyond scoring range now for Collingwood. Goals to Gus Borthwick and Michael Chippendale for the Pies, and then for the Seagulls, it's Schultz and Kavara on the board. North Melbourne big winners earlier today against Coburg at Avalon Airport Oval. Jolly. Loose ball. Won it to Bewley. Rushed his kick. He was under some pressure. Masters was there. Ground level. It's claimed for Williamstown toward right where the kick went. No mark taken. Oxley gets it back for Collingwood. Woodward's had a fair bit of it in his opening term. Good to see. And the Pies will look to switch. This is Smith. Inside defensive 50. Short pass okay. Murray. Is it? Murphy. Goes down the line. There's the one-on-one. Charleston did well to get the fist on the ball. It's a Williamstown ball. Monk. Back up towards half forward. Good hit. Good spot up. Found Schultz. Too far out to score. Ryder in the pocket. Does he mark it in play? Shot on goal coming up for the Seagulls. Same range where Kavara kicked the first goal of the game. That was on the run. Rodder will probably be looking to improve his angle here as he has the set shot.
He's looked the most impressive man on the ground so far.
It's from Darley. 5 goals for the season, improved his angle, then put it across the face. 2-4-16, Williamstown, Collingwood 2-1-13 as we approach quarter time.
So the Pies to bring it back in. 27 gone, opening term, long ball. Murray, look at that, beautifully weighted. Oxley almost took it, but Donnell did well. He got a finger in. I thought he couldn't get to that contest, but just lunged late and did the business. Completely adept anywhere on the football ground, Sam Donnell. He proved it there as it's tossed back in. Jones looking for Bewley. Came to Woodward, well tackled by Bewley, knocked out of his hands. Pongracic just hacked it forward, won't be a mark. Mark-on couldn't take it cleanly, but he fed it on. Pongracic, top of the square. Rodder couldn't take it, Donnell could, and he was taken in turn. Did he get one in the back? He somehow funneled it out the back, crashing in dangerously was Smith. It'll be too high, and the kick for goal will come from 25 out directly in front for Nick Ebbinger. Smith was chaotic and just a little too dangerous in the end with his attack on the footy. No questioning the intent, but unfortunately he put Eppinger in some real possibly dangerous territory, and Eppinger decides he's going to stick this away to the right. Never looked at Hilly.
Yeah, he laid back on that one like a bad drive. That was very ordinary. Just had no momentum through the footy.
Murray to himself again, almost actually lost it. It was not on the mark, so he's got plenty of space. He could almost run out of defensive 50 without any trouble at all. Eventually threw it onto the boot. Jones was there. Ball gets fisted over the line. Boundary throw in on the outer wing.
Get the sneaking suspicion that Williamstown have wasted this early authority in this game, and Collingwood have hung in there long enough. And Williamstown possibly could have been about 5 goals to 2 in front at the moment, and they've certainly wasted some chances.
Jordan Jones and Max Lynch. Throwing actually eluded both of them. Hetherington coughed up the ball. Turnover. And a chance for the Seagulls. Are they leaving it behind? There was the 23rd man in Carroll. Kick was smothered as it trickled back toward the wing. Forks went over the top by hand. Coughed up the ball. Again, Wellings goes down the line. Tried to find someone at half forward. Just a rush kick in the end. As Greiser, Bewley, Forks needed Charleston to help out. Charleston got the ball back, then coughed it straight up. Another turnover as we go towards half forward. Pretty open 50 here for Collingwood. It's a bouncing ball. Starcevic slipped over. Hand pass comes back. Needed to help. Ralph was there. Apologies for that audio issue. We are desperately trying to fix those for you at home as the ball's on ground level. Ball up right half forward for Collingwood. Ball thrown up. Jones and McClarty, the two 23s. Here's Gibbons. Had to escape the pressure. Underground handball was okay. Clearing ball. Donnell coming late, but the siren goes, and that's it. Quarter time. 2-5-17. Williamstown leading Collingwood 2-1-13. A quarter that almost went 30 minutes. Goals to Ben Kavara, Lockie Schultz, and Gus Borthwick. And Michael Chippendale are your goal kickers for the Pies. So it's a 4-point game here. Round 13 action on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Adam Sarri-Coglu, Michael Leeds, and Glenn Hill with you. We'll be back with the second term right after this.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson,
Matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved. Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved. Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Quarter time at Williamstown. They're taking on Collingwood this afternoon. Peter Jackson VFL Live action on a day we celebrate Ben Jolly's 209 games. He becomes the most games, the record for exactly that here at Williamstown with game 209. Congratulations to him and all of his family. Not the only story out there. Alex Woodward is back out there with having recovered from his knee injury, suffering 4 ACLs, and it's great to see him crashing in. He's a fearless player and he's been doing some great work for the Pies so far. If you've just joined us earlier today, North Melbourne too good for Coburg, 15-18-108 to Coburg 6-9-45. That first term saw Williamstown dominate but unable to really capitalise on the scoreboard. 2-5-17 the Gulls to the Pies 2-1-13. Michael leads alongside Adam Sarakoglu and Glenn Hill, who is getting us the latest from the coaches once they break at quarter time. But Adam, really the first term was just all about Williamstown being unable to maximise their opportunities.
Yeah, especially earlier in that quarter, a couple of missed shots. They're getting plenty of space inside 50 once they do get it in there, and just basically not really getting their bearings right. But you know, they sort of adjust that as the game goes on. There's no real excuse for bad kicking today. These conditions are about as I've done plenty of games here, Leedsy, here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. This is as good as it gets at Point Gellibrand. So there's no excuses for any of that as the Collingwood huddle does disband. I believe we're going to get Andy Collins out of the Williamstown huddle, who is still addressing his troops. They are up by 4 points. That could well just be the difference in the game. Let's go around the grounds in the AFL. Half-time at the MCG between Melbourne and St Kilda. This is a bit of a surprise. 11-6-72 St Kilda leading the Demons 9-3-57. And we're not too far away from the Bombers taking on North Melbourne at Etihad Stadium. Later on tonight, we've got Fremantle taking on the Brisbane Lions. As we said, as you just alluded to, North Melbourne, the big winners today earlier in the Peter Jackson VFL, 108-51. It's a very long huddle that Andy Collins is conducting at the moment, marking out those instructions. Doesn't appear to be any real scoring ends.
Liked some of the work from young Callum Brown in that first term. Varco started to get his hands on it. And McClarty was really strong across half forward, gave them a nice presence. And Chippendale was also really good with his attack on the footy. I don't think his stats will be through the roof, but he did clear a path once or twice for the Pies, which was good to see.
And good to see Alex Woodward attacking the footy the way he has as well. He's burst through a couple of packs. A lot of in and under sort of work. That's just great to see. It's great that he's out there, but he's actually already having an impact as well. We'll get Glenn Hill just to cut in if he can get Andy Collins for us.
Yeah, he's just coming across to me now. Maybe a sec.
So we'll stand by for Glenn Hill. Let's have a chat to the Hawthorn Premiership player and Premiership coach. Hilly, all yours.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for joining us on VFL Live. It was a hot start. You guys brought the pressure in that first quarter.
Yeah, we're really good for the first 10-15 minutes, and I thought that they equalled up, and it's a really good game at the moment.
Also, too, you talked about composure there at quarter time. You'd like to see that cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah, just some of our ball movement has lacked a little bit of precision, particularly, a couple of smothers when we just need to get off the mark. Hate smothers in a game of footy.
No worries. Thanks for your time, Andy.
Interesting.
fancy that a man who would have given out a few as a player over at the journey, not too much of a fan of it when his players are suffering the same consequence. Just about set to go in the second term. Thank you to Glenn Hill and indeed to the Premiership coach of Williamstown, Andy Collins. Here's Adam Sorokoglu on Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Underway with the Seagulls up by 4 points. This is Gibbons, left it for Jolly, threw it onto the left, hacked it toward half forward. There was no one there. Donnell tried to get the tap on. Rodder now comes to meet the ball. Kavara there to help. Kavara tried to keep it in front of him. Now Bewley, the closest to it, escorts the ball over the line with Smith right on his heels. 2-5 playing at 2-1. Nice little setup for the kids here, as we always see in that pocket. The trapeze. Usually jumping castle or two as well. As a quick kick toward the square here. Schultz taken high as he gathered the footy, and he'll have a free kick from point blank range and should become the first multiple goal kicker out on the ground today.
I don't know whether we can go with point blank range just at the moment, Adam. We've seen 3 horrible misses from Williamstown so far in this game. And
the man on the mark is at the top of the goal square, Hilly.
And he's getting a lot of advice from Rodder. He's giving him a little clinic. Just a little chat. Lovely to see.
For a 10-point lead, Lockie Schultz, careful approach, does the job. 3-5, 23 to 2-1-13.
Boys. There's another free kick paid after the goal.
And it looks like the umpire's pointing Williamstown's way. Is that correct, Glenn Hill?
It is, and it will be another shot on goal.
The goal counts.
For Schultz, I think.
So the goal counts for Lockie Schultz. He kicked one in the first quarter. And that was a Joe Goose in the goal square. Gets the free kick from the top of the goal square for his second. And he's going to be gifted a third.
Position.
Oh boy.
The carbon copy of the one he just kicked. Although Masters is the one lining up here for Williamstown. It might be his ball.
Yeah.
It is. Lee Masters will be the man to kick back-to-back goals here for the Seagulls. Bang, bang, and that hurts. 4-5-29 to 2-1-13. 2 gone second term. And again, a bit happening after the kick.
Certainly rushing in to say thank you for that one, because that was just a gift goal. Haven't seen one of those paid this year. But there was certainly some contact and thrown from not a contest, but thrown from a little bit of argy-bargy. And there's 6 extra points for Williamstown.
Long ball to half forward for the Pies. Couldn't quite get a man on the end of it. Going to work is Chippendale. That's good stuff. Really strong tackle. Got it to ground, and he's forced a 50-50. And they'll be well happy with that. So we're not far from the Canberra here at half forward. Collingwood attacking though. Williamstown set to defend. Woodward goes to work again at ground level. Meese came through. Jolly spilt for him. He got it to Bewley. Left foot around the corner. He's going down the line. Wanted a mark from Masters. Nothing forthcoming. Ball spilt free. Was there a free kick on? Nothing doing. Here's Oxley from Tardrew to Blair. Little ball inside the 50, and he doesn't miss them often. Chippendale takes the mark on the burst, and he'll kick from just outside the arc. He's about 20 in from the boundary line, and it's almost your classic 45-degree setup. Almost 4 gone in this second term. Sandringham with back-to-back goals from the top of the square sees them with the ascendancy 29-13 before this kick to get it back to 10 points. Chippendale struck it well, just away to the right-hand side. Hilly, we've seen that today earlier. We might see it again.
Yeah, well, Collingwood warmed up at the other end of the ground, so they might not have had a kick to this end. And I would say when you're kicking from that side of the ground, you need to kick to the left-hand side.
Dorgan went to himself and then down the line. Here's Jolly getting the hand pass. Donnell fumbled. And a turnover as Collingwood again attack. Chippendale engaged in battle. Ball bounced in favour of Braden Monk. Got it back for Williamstown. Down the line for Masters. Ball fisted away from him, and Lockie Schultz watches it go out of play. 15-point ball game, 4-5-29, Williamstown, Collingwood 2-2, 14. That's thanks to back-to-back goals. From the top of the goal square. Here's Meese trying to burst his way through, went by hand, lost it. Woodward again, got it back for Collingwood. Over the top, now Brown. Got it to Smith, hand pass to the middle. That's where it comes unstuck once more. Monk again gets the get-out kick toward half forward. A high one for Donnell. Takes the mark in space, 45-degree angle. Just a bit too far out to score. Has to get the timing right on that pass, and he does. And now Kavara takes the mark. Had Smith just in the region, but able to take the mark in the pocket. There is a whistle. That could be a blood rule. I think it is a blood rule, in fact. And it might be the game's record holder coming off, Ben Jolly.
Just got a cut around the lip, it looks like.
Pongracic comes on for him. So Kavara will get the ball back here in the pocket. He's going to go with the left foot snap. At least that's what he's showing.
I think it's more his chin there, Hilly.
Kavara misses. Poster. 4-6-30 playing at 2-2-14.
Yeah, straight down to the rooms for Jolly. He might need a couple of stitches to get that one to stop bleeding. I had all sorts of concerns when you said it was his lip. You can't be spoiling those post-match beers on a day like today. Down the line, the ball comes for Collingwood, but it's turned over. Kavara spears the ball inside the 50, but coughed it up, and Callum Brown takes the mark for the Pies. He swings it across to Oxley, deep in the back pocket.
Callum Brown's probably been Collingwood's best so far in this game, and hopefully we'll be able to catch him at half-time coming off the ground before he gets into the rooms.
Oxley across the face here, that was dangerous, but Varco good enough to take the mark, and Oxley's kick did the job. A little one over the top from Varco to the run of Hetherington, who drives down the line. That's nicely done. And on the end of it, Starcevic, he wants to go back inboard to Smith. He took the mark. The pressure was coming from George. He goes to half forward. They've worked this nicely. On to Wellings. Oh, gee, that didn't work out so well for him. Schultz was taken high by Wellings, who's got to be careful not to run away with it here. Clearly took his man high. And Schultz will be the recipient at half back. Handball away to Monk, who's done some neat things. This is another one of them. Short ball. Work out okay for Carroll, who asked the question of his teammate, but Pongracic strong enough to take the mark, centre wing.
Still inside the centre square, just goes over the top. That's okay. Greiser. Just deft little pass for Donnell, and again he takes the mark. Bit of a better angle than last time. Decided to pass into the pocket. Give Kavara a closer shot, but a much tougher angle. This time Donnell holds on to the ball with the man on the mark, pretty much right on 50.
And Sam Donnell's a very prodigious kick, Adam, so he should be able to carry the distance to this end of the ground.
Has 14 goals for his season so far. Did kick one against Sandringham in the wet. So slightish angle, plenty of run up.
Sets it up.
Not actually sure that was a shot in the end. Rotto went up, didn't bring the ball down. It's up for grabs in the pocket. George overran it, hand pass goes over the top, and Schultz receives. Then it gets brought out of play by Oxley. Inside 50, right forward pocket, boundary throw-in.
10 points the margin, Adam. St Kilda still leading the Demons at the G in the third quarter with 5.5 to play.
Bombers and Kangaroos coming up a bit later on at Etihad Stadium as well. Here's Kavara, left foot. Quick snap is hooked and missing. Another missed opportunity for Williamstown. They're now 4-7, 31 to 2-2-14. Margin could be much, much worse than what it is right now at 17 points.
Oxley to himself. And with a short ball, dangerous ball out to Bewley, who takes it on the 50. It's going to take some kicking, but it's in the right hands for just this sort of task. That left boot of his doesn't let him down often. He's driving this. It's going to be right to the line. Comes up just short. Chance still for Masters. He was well tackled. Good pressure from the Pies. And there'll be a ball up 12 metres out. Pretty much directly in front from the goal line. Rodder there. McClarty with him for company. Came down to Wills, who had some trouble getting it out of the hands of Pongracic, and they'll toss it up again. McClarty and Rodder. Who's going to pick this one up cleanly? Well played Hall, got it outside the 50. Now Greiser goes to work right near the boundary line. This is a good old-fashioned one-on-one, but the cavalry arrived just to get them out of trouble. Well played Wills, then he's made a hand. He goes down the line to Starcevic, who has it. Just looking at the options, the eyes dart inboard. He decides against that initially, and now he's going to go backwards and sideways, and Oxley takes it on his defensive 50. He drives it across the ground. It's a long bouncing ball. He's asked a question here. Are the Pies up to it? Bewley gets a hand in, but picking it up beautifully on the other side. That was well played by the young man in his 23rd man role in Ralph, and it came back. The Pies still a chance. Well done, Woodward. His kick inboard. Can he find a target? Gee, it's a bit scrappy out there in the middle. Charleston lays a good tackle. Schultz can't come up with it. Everyone arrives, no one can get it out, and they'll toss it up out of side, just about centre wing. 31-14, 11 gone, second term, Williamstown in front.
Mark on, up towards half forward, bounced in front of Rodder, then bounced over him. Here's a second chance for Rodder, tried to feed the hand pass out, was looking for Masters and missed him. Callum Brown went back by hand, we'll hear from him at half time, and Collingwood out of danger. Magden as off half back, they do get it now to centre wing, bouncing ball. Charleston gets it back and chips inboard. That's a good pass for Dorgan.
They've got the overlap here, Adam.
Greiser
quickly
from the right wing goes short for Monk, and now we're inside 50. All's well, it ends well, and George has the ball for the Seagulls.
Yeah, worked hard, didn't he, Hilly? Monkey just decided he knew where that footy was going to finish up, and he worked his tail off to be in the right spot.
Yeah, he certainly did. And he's had quite a bit of the football today, Monk. It's been very impressive to me. Lockie George, this is the right side of the ground for him too. He should be able to slot this.
Right foot's on the way. Goal umpire working to his right. It goes too far left. It's across the face. 12 minutes in, and they are 4-8-32 Williamstown, Collingwood 2-2-14 on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
They've certainly missed some chances, and that's keeping Collingwood in the game at the moment.
Oxley will take the mark here for Collingwood.
Oh, he just about had it, but didn't in the end. Little handball to Tardrew. Now they're under all sorts of pressure. Wills, well tackled. Pongracic, ball spilt. Brown, Tyler, back by hand. Hilly wanted a free kick. I've got to say, I reckon I might be with him. Pongracic had it and lost it. Lost forward again. Look at the pressure around this footy. Coming through Murray. Brown, Wills, darts out of trouble. Well played, Rupert. He goes away on his right boot through the middle, and this is a nice kick to Hellier. Back to Wills. He's coming to half forward. Is there some space? There is. And on the end of it is Ralph. He's got all that side of the ground to work in, but Charleston closes it up. Well played, Fawkes. They've just held up for the moment, and now Ralph is going to have to go long to a contest. It's right to the line, it's over the line, it's out of bounds on the full, and Williamstown to take the kick through Tippett.
That's a ridiculous option there from Ralph. The players more central in the corridor and tried to kick it deep into the pocket where it's hard to kick a goal from. Poor option going forward, and it's been like that all quarter for Collingwood. They need to clean it up.
So Tippett, line long down the line. There's a whistle from the marking contest. Which way does the umpire want to point? Collingwood's way. Free kick to the Magpies. I'll be happy to chip it around through the middle of the ground. Smith, short little pass. Woodward available at half forward. Charleston got there first. Woodward brought him down without the footy, and that will be a free kick for holding the man. Jack Charleston on true centre half back. Goes short and wide for Bewley. Was quick to get it moving over the top. Gibbons. Little left foot pass in board, okay for Wheeler. One of our favourites on Peter Jackson. VFL Live, it's W squared. Right foot inside 50. Rodder again goes up. Slipped through his hands. Hoare got his hand pass out. Another touch for Smith, and the clearing ball out. Hellier is the man underneath this one, the skipper. Can he take the mark before it goes out of play? No. A free kick for Williamstown as they approach 50.
It's been a hard day to control the corridor between both sides' defensive setups and that breeze. Long ball inside the 50. Big fly from Masters at the front, but well played Murray at the back. He knocked it over the line. They'll toss it in.
Glenn Hill, Ben Jolly just making his way back out onto the park now. A bit of tape around his head.
Yeah, we've seen this before from Ben Jolly. He's been cut open a few times over his 209 games, and you can add that one to the list. He's having a good laugh about it at the moment as he makes his way back onto the bench. I'm sure we'll see him back in action shortly.
And guarantees the photos that have him coming off the ground won't be at his best, as this is not going to come away from the contest. They'll toss it up, 48 out. Seems fitting the way he's conducted himself over the career, with his head over the footy as Woodward goes away on his left boot. It's tumbling towards the line. Charleston was quick, but a little too quick for himself in the end. He couldn't hold on to the footy. It's over the line. They'll toss it in.
We need a bit of life in the contest here, boys. We've gone about 10 or 11 minutes without a goal.
Yeah, in factually in truth, there's been 2 goals kicked for the whole quarter, and both of them were paid for free kicks at the top of the square. So a little dull. Now the contest is alive and well around the footy as Wheeler across to Gibbons inside the 50. Masters had to sit, beat his man, handball over the top. Schultz was smothered initially, went to hack it off the air, no good. He goes the 3rd time. It's not a charm. There's liars all across the world as they crash in on the top, and they'll toss it up. 12 out directly in front. Schultz wondering what the hell went wrong.
Very unlike him to not have that composure, but Andy Collins talked about that at quarter time. We just lacked a bit of composure.
Meese worked his way to the front, didn't get it down to advantage. Schultz might have been asking for a free kick as the ball trickled out of play, but we'll have a boundary throw in, right forward pocket. For the Seagulls, who lead 4-8-32 to 2-2-14. 3-goal game here. As the ball comes back into play, Meese went over his shoulder with the tap. Clearing ball out over the head of Varco. Hellier left it behind as well. Varco might be the man to get there first. No. It's Charleston in the end that picked up the loose footy. Goes back inside 50 for the Seagulls. No mark was taken. Pressure for Smith. Lost the ball, coughed it up to Rodder. The hand pass to Ibinga, and he misses. Another behind. 4-9-33 to 2-2-14. 17 gone. Second term.
They could have put this one beyond doubt at the moment. They've really just peppered away at the goals, Williamstown, and haven't been able to make the most of it. Collingwood very lucky to be in this game.
Oh, was it a mark? I thought the second grab might have been over the line, but it was okay for Matkin, who chips over the top to Woodward, looking more and more comfortable by the minute. He drives to the wing. Hellier couldn't quite take it with the flight, almost lost his footing, knocked away from him. They'll toss it in. Oh, and he was just pushed right over the Williamstown bench there. He's taken a fly. There was a stool where he didn't need it to be. He's bounced back nicely. You don't get to be captain of a VFL football club without being able to deal with that sort of treatment, I guess. He goes in and resumes his place. Knocked away from the ruck contest. On the end of it, Tardrew. He goes to Murray. Here's a chance inside the 50 for the Pies. Chance for Borthwick to go to work. Oh, that's dropping the ball, umpire. Tippett lost a handle on it. Spilled free. Pies a chance through Brown. Can he run to 25 and kick the goal? He does. This is Callum, who gets his second of the afternoon. His side's third. They're 3-2-20. And Williamstown are 4-9-33 as we approach time on in this second term.
Fair to say it was desperately needed from the Pies' point of view. They're lucky to be in this contest at the moment. 13 scoring shots to 5. Could have been 7 or 8 goals down at the moment, and just hung in there long enough and got one out of nowhere, basically. Care of Callum Brown, who's been Collingwood's best player. Been outstanding, and we'll hear from him at half time.
It's a rare 4-8 forward. Goal on the rebound. I think we saw Peru score a goal against us about a week ago when we were dominating play up forward, and they only took 1 4-8 forward. That's all they needed to score, and that's what Collingwood just did there. Back live, Jolly. Sorry, Hilly.
It's all it takes, and Collingwood set up well from that stoppage, and they talked about that at quarter time, so let's see if they just all of a sudden switch into gear.
Matt Smith getting a lot of ball today. Hand pass to Blair, moved it on. Now McClarty has to get away from the pressure. Back towards Smith. Had to run in toward the pressure, and then Kavara brought him down. He got his kick out in time. Ibinga's there as well for Williamstown. It's a ground level ball. And holding the ball, who's on the bottom of it? Dragged it in, said the umpire.
Gee, the umpiring has been indifferent today. The umpires are hanging off the play in the middle of the park and they're missing some free kicks.
Gibbons happy to run the ball in toward the corridor. Saw an option, I'm not sure it was a good one. There's more pies than seagulls around this ball. Ground level, Murray's over the top of it. Maybe being held onto by Pongracic. That'll be a neutralised footy.
Collingwood player who died.
Sorry, Hilly, we'll get back to you shortly. Bit of interference. Woodward clearing ball, high towards half forward. Starcevic in front of Myers. Is it going to stay in place? Starcevic trying to hold off his opponent. Kept it in play and then got boot to ball as well. Will's underneath this one. It gets killed off by Tippett. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full according to the boundary umpire. So a free kick to Williamstown. Michaels weren't happy for a moment. Charleston goes short. Jolie has it.
He thought about the handball, decides to kick. He's got a reliable man to kick to in Greiser, who's got it back pocket. Tyler Brown stands the mark. Gee, Greiser, that's an audacious kick across the field. Remarkable decision. Didn't hit it well. Pies get in the way and kick another one. It's Hetherington who made the most of the mistake. Gee, and they get to Greiser and let him know all about it. Hetherington and Greiser, of course, shared the locker room for a little while. I dare say he may just know the points to push. 4-2-26 to 4-9-33, 21 gone second term, and that has allowed Collingwood back into the contest.
Certainly has, Leedsy, certainly has, and they've just lifted in the last 5 minutes, just starting to win a few more clearances. It happened in the first quarter as well. They didn't start well and then came back later in the quarter, so maybe they've got plenty of legs underneath them at the moment.
So we're back in the middle. It's a 7-point ball game as we approach half-time. Another clearance for the Magpies. Starcevic being held onto. Pies fans wanted a free kick and didn't get it. Dawkins at ground level gets it back toward the middle. Put down after the kick by Borthwick. Free kick advantage paid. George goes all the way to the top of the square. This will result in a goal most likely. Ryder takes it in the goal square. Instant reply coming up for the Seagulls.
Feeling now.
It couldn't have come at a worse time for the Pies because they dug their way back into the game through 2 quick goals. And then just to give away an indiscretion like that, very disappointing.
So Nick Rodder did kick a goal against Sandringham, but a quiet day last start. This time he pokes it through here. Gets his first of the day in Williamstown's 5th. 5-9-39 to 4-2-26. We've played 22 and a half into the second term.
He's having a great season, Nick Rodder, and he's looking very lively and looks probably the most dangerous forward for Williamstown today.
It's definitely the biggest target for them to go to, isn't he?
He certainly is, and his actual ground level stuff is just fantastic for a guy his size. And we've talked about it before. He kind of looks like Nigel Smart in a way, but he seriously has got some game, and he's been very impressive. I think I've seen him myself about 3 times this season, and he just keeps getting better.
So 39-26, 13 points to margin. Back in the middle, it's going to be Schultz who got the handball away. This is dangerous times as Lockie George got away from the tackle of Oxley. Handball okay. Masters, can he stand tall? He does. Handball won't find a target though. Tardrew's there to mop up for the Pies. He finds Brown, Callum. They retreat to Murray across the face. Feels like there's a little bit of danger on every kick at the minute. LaGrice deep in the back pocket. He's going to bomb down the line and hoped for, but didn't get a mark. Came to ground level. McClarty was strong. He knocked it towards the line. Took a bit of body, took a bit of ball. Tippett gets up and marches back. So no free kick. All above board, just strong footy. It'll be tossed back in. Make that Myers. Sorry, Tippett's still doing his work at full-back as Carroll, beautiful tackle, good stuff from the Pies, and they're off and running. Wills comes away. Now they've got space. Starcevic takes it at the top of the 50. They're streaming forward for him into the empty space. He's going to ignore all of them, I fancy. They've just burned some calories, and that's about it. Yeah, the look of a man who was going to be taking the shot regardless.
watching him in the warm-up, Leedsy, and he certainly can kick a football, so he should have no trouble with kicking the distance.
Kick on its way from the paint. Oh, he smashed it home. Good call, Hilly. He gets their 5th of the afternoon. They're 5-2-32. Williamstown 5-9-39. 25 gone, second term.
Making a late charge here. Might be time for at least one more. Played 25 minutes. First quarter went just a tick under 30 minutes. It's Brett Bewley and Travis Varco both make their way out onto the ground, and they go straight to each other on the wing. Charleston's loose inside defensive 50, or just outside defensive 50 for the Seagulls. We're back in the middle. Lynch, an early jump on Meese. Foot race for the ball. Meese does pick up. Hand pass to Greiser. Left foot just off the side of the boot. Nowhere near any particular target. You could almost ask the question of deliberate. I don't think it was, though. Just a wayward kick, and it goes out of bounds. So it's 5 goals apiece, but the Seagulls have just coughed up a lot of opportunities. They've kicked 5-9 for the day. And as a result, it's a slender lead. As Gibbons watches it go out of play. Wasn't happy with the treatment he got from Blair. We are going to hear from Callum Brown. Is it Callum Brown, Hilly?
Yes, Callum Brown.
Callum Brown at half-time.
At half-time.
As he makes his way off the ground. I'm sure you're looking for him as we speak. We make a beeline in his direction as soon as the siren goes here. There's a whistle, a free kick. Bewley was the tackler.
Hard to say how long
tackle was Blair, and he gets the free kick.
Hard to say how long this quarter will go. We've had quite a lot of stoppages, and we have had a bevy of goals lately, so might go 29, 30 minutes.
Hallier for McClarty, dropped the mark. Has 2 Seagulls to deal with. Bewley, one of them. Hand pass came back to Gibbons towards half forward. Rushed his kick though. Oxley in the right spot for Collingwood, and he'll switch. That's okay. Magden looking to complete the switch now. LeGrice has it for the Pies.
Done some nice things. Rodder's been pretty good too. Murray starting to have a lot of the footy across half back. Madkin on the end of it. He goes further afield. That's nicely done. Wellings. Long ball. 2-on-1 in the air. McClarty made it his. Oh, and then he played on quickly after he took the mark. Blair was right there. He goes into the pocket and Murphy takes the mark. Well weighted kick. Strong lead. And Nathan Murphy, who only has 1 goal for the year, will be doing well to add to that tally now. He's just inside the fence. He'll have 48 to cover, and he's kicking from outside the boundary. What's more, he's got all the Willie fans who are enjoying the amber ale of the Canberra to give him some advice. Oh, they've given him every bit that he needed. Just clipped the post.
Still celebrating, mind you.
Yes, all clear. The umpire's just made sure. Stop celebrating, son. It's a behind. Bewley to bring it back in.
He was quick to get off it as well, Brett Bewley. Long kick out toward left half back. Is that a mark? Very nicely taken by Ibinga. He'll go over the top for Gibbons. Centre wing out of side. Holds on to the footy. Does one of 2 former Liston Trophy winners out there today. Actually played on now. Hand pass over the top. Tried to set up Dorgan. Gets it now. And gets his kick out toward half forward. Rodder outmans and outmarked in the end by Oxley. Short pass over the top. This is Hawke going in toward the middle of the ground. McClarty fumbled a mark early. This time takes it with the second grab. Goes wide to his fellow ruck. Lynch leads on offer. Inside 50. Very nicely taken by Chippendale. Billy Myers not letting him get up all that easily. Chippendale has it. Man on the mark. He's right on 50. Hilly, if he does think about a shot, what does he have to do?
Just aim this one at the left goal post, and it should be enough drift off the bay here to just bring it back to the centre of the goals.
There's a flag right above you that seems to indicate there might be a gentle breeze right at his back here. Chippendale. Kicked a goal in the first quarter. Kicks on the way. Might be missing near side. It is.
It did everything
we speak
right,
about
just
the
didn't bend enough.
We speak about the missed opportunities for Williamstown. Collingwood letting a few slip as well. 5-9-39 to 5-4-34 as we approach half-time. Almost 30 gone.
Dorgan to bring it back in for the Gulls. Good game of footy developing here. Hasn't been free scoring, but it's tight. Dorgan brings it back in. Dangerous bouncing ball. Might be turned over. Pies swarming everywhere. Free kick Collingwood. There might have been one off the ball a moment ago. Hetherington takes this. Inside the 50 he goes. No mark taken. Gulls to come away with it. Long barrel. There was a little panicked, but it might work out okay. Although there's magpies everywhere in the middle of the ground. They just need to decide who's going to pick it up. It's Hoare. Handball Oxley. Little one over the top. They're off and running again. Madgen. Little right foot kick. That's okay. Blair couldn't take it on the chest, but he got it back. And then he gave it away. There's a long flying shot. It's away to the right hand side and it misses from behind. Tippett wanted a free kick. Umpire said no good. 35 to 39, 30 gone, second term.
Not sure why there wasn't a free kick there to the Williamstown defender. It looked like he was slung in the goal square trying to get to that footy. Umpire let that one go.
Dorgan towards the outer side he goes, right on the half-time siren. This is a somewhat good game of footy, this one. We will be going down to Glen Hill in a moment. He's going to try and track down Callum Brown for us, but it's 5-9-39 Williamstown, Collingwood 5-5-35. A very good game. It's only 4 points in it.
Some goal kickers while Hilly finds his man. Brown has one. That's Callum. Gus Borthwick, Chippendale, Starcevic and also Hetherington with singles. 2 to Schultz for Williamstown and then 1 to Kavara and Rodder and also Lee Masters. Have you the goal kickers at half time? 5-9-39 to 5-5-35.
Earlier today was North Melbourne defeating Coburg. As Williamstown make their way off the grounds, we are standing by for Glen Hill to catch up with Callum Brown. Hilly, all yours.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Joined by Callum Brown. Look, it's been an interesting contest so far. Williamstown seemed to have a big edge on you early in the first half, but you guys have hung in there.
Yeah, first 10 minutes were our intent wasn't right on me, and we weren't quite where we wanted to be. And I thought the last 20 minutes of the first quarter was really good, and if it wasn't for probably a silly free kick at the start of the second, we'd be up right now. So we're pretty happy, but we've got to keep going.
You'd be pretty happy with the ground conditions here this week compared to what they were a week or two ago.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen them this good, so it's a pretty good day to play footy.
You yourself are getting plenty of the football and you started to get a bit more support, and your contested footy as a team got better as that quarter went on.
Yeah, all last minutes have been really good, and we had a high focus on intent at the start of the game, and I think we've come in and done that, but yeah, it's really important we go for this second half.
Look, thanks for your time for VFL Live again, mate, and good luck for the second half.
Cheers, thanks.
There is a multi-skilled young man giving high fives as he was being interviewed, as he was trying to breathe after a hard, tough half of footy. Fantastic work to you, Glen Hill, and also thank you to Callum Brown and the Pies for making him available. Half-time here. It is a close game of footy. We expected nothing less. 5-9-39 Williamstown. Collingwood 5-5-35. 4 points the margin. The Gulls in front. We'll take a break. We'll give you all our thoughts on that first half and take you through what's ahead in the second.
Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
There's an art to this kind of deal.
A couple of minutes, but that's it.
The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, only 2 suits for $8.95. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wick up first. Playground
And
second.
you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota top 5 plays of the week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Half-time here at the Williamstown football ground, I think it's known as these days here at Point Gellibrand. A pretty good game of footy, this one. It's a bit of an arm wrestle, 5-9-39 Williamstown leading at Collingwood at 5-5-35. Collingwood 6th on the ladder at the start of the day. Williamstown 7th, so plenty on the line. It's the game's record-breaking day for Ben Jolly, playing game number 209. He's breaking Troy West's record of 208, which he achieved back in 2005. And Alex Woodward as well as the other big story today. He's had 4 ACL surgeries and he's back out here on the park today playing his first game for Collingwood. And he's been quite good himself as well. Goal kickers 2 to Lockie Schultz, and then singles for Ben Cavara, Nick Rodder and Lee Masters for the Seagulls. And then for Collingwood, we've got Cal Brown, who we just heard from Glen Hill boundary side, has won alongside Gus Borthwick, Michael Chippendale, Jackson Starcevich on debut, and Sean Hetherington against his old side, and Madam Sari Coglu alongside Michael Leeds. And we've got Glen Hill lurking somewhere, I think, somewhere as well. But with Leedsy up here in our commentary area as we speak. We spoke about it at quarter time, Michael Leeds. Missed opportunities for the Seagulls, really costing them, and it just got worse in that second term. Seemingly, they're 5-9. If that's 9-5 the other way around, we're talking about a completely different game of footy, aren't we?
Yeah, and when you consider that 2 of those shots have come from 10 metres out directly in front on the back of one free kick for too high, which Murray gave away on Schultz, and then another directly following that without the ball returning to the middle of the ground, they've really had 2 gimmies from the top of the square. So if it weren't for them, things could be looking even more frustrating for Andy Collins and his coaching staff. It did feel like that they'd had the better of the first term. I think Callum Brown spoke about that to Hilly before the break, that the first 10 minutes was all Williamstown, but they just weren't able to put it on the board, and then Collingwood were able to work their way back into the contest. I still feel like Collingwood's movement hasn't been as good as Williamstown's at different stages, and I know Andy Collins was disappointed with some of that ball movement when he spoke to Hilly at quarter time, but even so, I think Collingwood has struggled even more. Williamstown have been able to defend the ground, push them wider. A couple of balls have gone right over the line or near enough to it, near that cam bar in the pocket. So they've made life difficult for Collingwood, but they've done well, 35-39, 4 points the margin. I reckon that they've probably got a little more upside to come, Collingwood, and I expect them to be there when the whips are cracking late in the game.
Yeah, it's a pretty much even contest in a lot of respects. Just if both sides, I guess, really clean up that forward entry, then we're going to see probably a bit more scoring in the second half, because it is only 5 goals apiece, and probably both sides have sprayed their opportunities. Just for Collingwood, there's probably maybe just under half their side out there today are AFL listed players. The only AFL listed goal kicker is Cal Brown, but Travis Varco making his return from injury today. Hasn't had too much game time. I haven't seen too much of him. But looking at the VFL list, and they're the players that are standing up. We've called a lot of Matty Smith so far. He's playing his 8th game for the season, had 15 disposals last week against the Northern Blues. Having a very good game today is Matty Smith. But I think on debut, Jackson Starcevic, he's kicked a goal in that second term. He's presenting quite well across half forward for the Pies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got some good size about him.
And we talk about this every year, don't we? If you've got that strength in your VFL squad, you're going to be competitive. You're just a bit bulletproof to the inevitable issues that come up throughout a long year. And Collingwood have strengthened themselves up nicely. I've really liked the work of Heathering too. I think, you know, when the footy was hot and Williamstown were dominant, he was the one getting his hands on it and just stemming the flow a little bit. So he's done a great job. Dropped off a little bit in the second term, but I reckon he was pretty valuable in that opening quarter, and of course did kick the goal in that second quarter. So, yeah, look, and, you know, you talked about, I thought Chippendale was really strong when he needed to be, came out and split a pack or two. Woodward's been head over the footy, as we've become accustomed to. Look, Rice has mopped up nicely, as it is his want, and they've gone about their business really well. So, yeah, look, I'm intrigued. I don't think we've really seen a class difference between the two teams, despite the names that are in that AFL listed number, that bunch that you were speaking about a moment ago, Adam. And I think that's in part because of the pressure that Williamstown have been able to put on them.
Absolutely, and you've got players like Ben Kavara that's playing an outstanding game. Sandanel's had his moments. Jolly been off the ground a little bit so far today. We've caught a lot of Gibbons as well around the contest, getting a lot of the ball. They've got the names, Williamstown, to match the AFL sides. We know that. This team won a flag a couple of years ago against Box Hill, I think it was that day, at Etihad Stadium. And we know that this team can get it done against full-time professional footballers. But Collingwood's been hit with the VFL side in the last couple of weeks. We saw Braden Sear, as I mentioned. Brent Crock has played a lot of games this year for the VFL side. Those blokes leave the side, go up to the next level, injuries, whatever it is, and suddenly Collingwood just look a bit more vulnerable, and they're relying a lot more on their VFL list. As I mentioned, there are a number of guys. There's more VFL guys out there today than there are AFL guys for the Pies, and they're the ones having an impact, because that loss last week against the Northern Blues was almost inexplicable, because the Blues have been, well, they've been a bit stinky this year. I think that's the appropriate word, Leedsy, for the Northern Blues. Collingwood have been quite good. Started the season so well. They looked like a genuine premiership contender early in the season, maybe in the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. And suddenly both sides have just slipped down the ladder, and they're now at the same position on the ladder, 6 and 7, as we speak. So, that's just where Collingwood's at right now, but both sides are pretty evenly matched, I think, as a result, and we're seeing a very good game of footy.
Yeah, interesting next month ahead for both of them. They've both got the bye in the next 4 weeks. Collingwood, Werribee at home, then the bye, Essendon and North Melbourne. While for Williamstown, they've got Port away, Northern Blues away, and then Footscray at home before rounding off the month with a bye. So, look, I don't think that we're looking perhaps at 2 top 4 teams just at this stage, but that next 3 weeks, the next 3 games more than the next 3 weeks, they're going to tell a tale. They're so evenly matched this afternoon and on the table that I expect them to be pretty similar to that at the end of the year.
That said though, there's not much really separating perhaps the top. Let's go 10 sides. 3 game difference between first, which is Richmond at 9-2, and 10th, which is North Melbourne, thanks to that win today. So we've got 5 teams all on 6 wins, and Collingwood and Williamstown are among those sides. Percentage, all those sides are plus 100 in percentage as well. You maybe look at the top 4 with the superior percentage. That might be what really costs the teams below them a chance at getting that double chance come late August, early September. But win-loss ratio, it's all very similar as we speak. Similar to the AFL later.
Yeah, a game and 20%, aren't they, off Essendon in that 4th spot. So they'd have some work to do the team that loses today to consider themselves a chance. But yeah, look, it is. It's tight, and that's the way you like to come to the VFL footy and see these teams in action, knowing that there's going to be a chance of a win. I think it's not the worst thing to see some different names representing that top four. Richmond are obviously just so dominant last year and almost got the job done. Casey, gee, they were impressive. Just strong and resolute yesterday against Essendon. So, yeah, and the Cats we know can play. Good to see them back up and firing.
Yep.
Yeah, look,
we'll see the Cats next week. By the way, on Peter Jackson VFL Live, they travel up to Skybus Stadium to take on the Frankston Dolphins, which we haven't seen in a while here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
It is a competition where you can't look 2-3 weeks ahead and start penciling in wins. So they're going to be desperate to get this one today.
It's only because so much can change with personnel, especially with the AFL aligned sides. I think we've seen, especially with a team like Williamstown, a very settled lineup this year. The lack of a D-League as well means that perhaps some coaches are a bit more reluctant to give some other guys opportunities because they can't exactly control what they're doing at the next level down when they're not getting a game at the top level. And we've seen a very settled lineup as a result. For a side like Williamstown, obviously the AFL sides are so dependent on what's happening at the level above them, which we're seeing right now with Collingwood. And that's why week to week so many things can change in this competition.
I think the umpires are just making their way back out. As you can hear the siren all bet mooted here at Williamstown. That was very polite of it, being right next to our effects mic. We'll take a break and be back with all the second half action on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any two suits for $895. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it, doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wink up first. Craig Lowndes
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018. The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved. Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota top 5 plays of the week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Beautiful day out at Burbank Oval this afternoon. Michael leads alongside Adam Sarakoglu and also Glenn Hill, who's been doing his finest work down by the boundary this afternoon. If you've just joined in and haven't had a chance to catch up with the news, Sandringham defeated Port Melbourne yesterday. Richmond over the top of Box Hill. Casey beat Essendon. Geelong too good for Werribee. Footscray over the top of the Northern Blues, and earlier today North Melbourne with a big win, 15-18, 108 to Coburg, 6-9-45. 4 points the margin here. Massive contest between these two teams. The proverbial 8 points is on the line. Glenn Hill's been boundary side all afternoon. How do you see it unfolding, Hilly?
Yeah, well, it's been a great contest so far, and certainly Collingwood have hung in the game through some inaccurate kicking from Williamstown, but when they have actually moved forward with some real authority and speed, they've looked good. So it's there, it's just whether they can turn it on. At the moment, though, you'd have to say Williamstown have had the better of the contest and should be further in front. Be interesting to see how they come out after half-time. I've got the feeling Collingwood got plenty of legs underneath them. I think they might finish hard this second half.
So we're just about set for that second half Hilly was talking about to get underway. Nice crowd in, celebrating Ben Jolly breaking the record for most games played for the Gulls. Game 209 this afternoon, and it couldn't be more picture perfect as the umpire is set to get us started for the third term. Adam Sarakoglu to get us underway.
Who wants fifth spot on the ladder after round 13? That's what's on offer for both Williamstown and Collingwood. Umpire puts it down. That'll be recalled. Bounce landed straight into the lap of Michael Gibbons. He's by no means a ruckman. Umpire throws it up now. We're back in action. Meese was on the deck. Lynch picked it up, but hand pass intercepted. Schultz, Gibbons, back to Schultz. Had pressure coming from behind, so he had to get his kick out in time and did. Mark taken by Bewley, quick to get it moving toward the wing. Good mark though. It was taken by Oxley in Collingwood. As long as this kick ends up being okay, get the first entry. Is that a mark? It is. So a turnover and the Seagulls get it back. It's on the outer wing. The kick looking for Schultz. Has a couple of Magpies around him. Murray went up. Didn't bring the ball down. Binga was in there as well. Will's got his hand pass out. Brown's there as well. Ball's just pinballing around at the moment. Tardrew tried to get it. Fresh air kick, eventually a short kick out now. George does take the mark, and finally a bit of space here for the Seagulls. Lockie George, this is the first inside 50 of the second half. LeGrice on Rodder. Out the back is Donnell. Overran the footy, Donnell. LeGrice slipped over. Then another Collingwood player slipped over as well. Schultz, does he get boots of ball? Does, but tackled off the kick, and it trickles through for a minor score. First score of the second half, a point. Quick kick in here. Maybe a turnover. Monk hand pass out. Kavara back to Monk. Monk to finish. Back-to-back behinds for the Seagulls. 5-11-41, the 5-5-35.
Could be a big boil over. The Saints still have the lead, 22 points the margin. 15 gone in the last term there. Wow. Here's Murray, long ball, left foot, over the head of the contest. Who's going to have legs to be there first? Murphy goes to work for the Pies. Dorgan there for the Gulls, and it's seen over the line. They'll toss it in. Always a slightly louder crowd in the second half here as they make their way into the contest. 41-35. The Gulls in front. Lynch got it going Collingwood's way around the corner. Well played. That was nicely done. The mark is taken by Chippendale, who goes quickly on his right boot. Looped it up. Gee, was there an infringement there? There was, yep. Wills was going back with the flight, and his arms were taken. Pongracic realised that he couldn't get a hand in to affect the spoil, so the body was the next best result. So despite Williamstown's lively start to this third term, we're about to hit the 3-minute mark, and Collingwood, having had their first inside 50 of the quarter, are a chance to level the scores. 35-41 before Will's kick is shortened to the left. 36-41, 3 gone, third term.
Short pass, okay, Bewley He'll get the kick to escape 50. Donnell takes a good diving mark in front of Oxley. Now Pies going to give him the hurry up here. He's got nothing that he likes, so gets around Oxley on the mark. Then he just pokes it on the right. Rodder got caught behind that time. Bouncing ball picked up. Hetherington went back into the chaos. That was okay. Brown won it back for Collingwood. High switching ball. Varco against George. George dropped the mark. Has some help, but kept it. Got around Varco. Very well done, Lockie George. Inside 50. Wheeler takes the mark and a shot on goal to extend this lead once more for Williamstown.
I know it didn't look good, Hilly, but I'm not sure he was full of options there, Brown.
I don't think he was. There wasn't a lot going on for him, but yeah, this is a really important kick. And the breeze is slightly at his back, but it should, as I say, bend back a little bit left to right. So he just aims just inside the left goalpost.
Kicked 3 in the wet a fortnight ago. Right foot's on the way for Willie Wheeler. Good. 6:11:47 the Seagulls. Collingwood 5-6-36. 4.5 gone third term. Round 13 action on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Gee, they appreciated that, didn't they, Hilly? Plenty of players got to him after the kick. I wonder how sore he is at the moment.
Yeah, I just saw him at quarter time. Andy Collins had a chat to him away from the other players, and I get the feeling he is sore at the moment, but he's one of those players who's just resilient. He'll play through anything, so he's still out there powering away.
Beautiful bounce to restart. Lynch couldn't take it. Meese ditto towards the outer edge of the square. Murray had it knocked away. Bewley goes to work. Murphy's there for company. Good stuff. Got a little chop out there. He goes down the line with a kick. Big fist from behind. Umpire's ruled a free kick here. Now what's this for? I'm not sure what that came up for. Hawes going to come up with the footy though. Dangerous ball for Woodward against Grice, so they both take it over. They'll ping it back in. The Seagulls literally have come in for this third quarter. Just mopping things up on the outer side as Meese goes to work on Lynch. Knocked down, looking for Marcon. Came to Brown. She's played a good game. Handball retreats to his brother. This is Tyler, who goes inside the 50. Tippett the mark. Yes, 1-2, took it, and he goes away.
Just got the jump on Starcevic that time. High switching ball for Schultz. Still inside defensive 50 for the Seagulls. Lead this one by 11 points. Not willing to go direct today, Williamstown. Schultz with the switching ball. Jolly back out on the ground. Goes over the top. Bewley. Over the top he goes. Greiser. Gets onto the right foot, finds Kavara. Promising build-up. Now they go direct, and Lockie George on the lead takes another mark. Might be too far out to score. Has an option running back. It's Marcon in the right spot, though. Wellings gets it back for Collingwood. Goes looking for Woodward, and he takes the mark. Left half back for Collingwood.
So Alex with the footy at half back. Chip over the top is okay. Finds his man. Madkin goes to Murray. Left foot driving ball. Wills the target against Tippett. Too big, too strong, too good. Here's Tippett, and he takes it in his defensive arc. Just in front of the light pole. I wonder how the Gelati man's going over there in the truck. Murray knocked it away. Getting cold for ice cream, I reckon. Meese, handball. Okay for Jolly. Swings it to Bewley, but the boundary line is there and it wins out. They'll toss it back in. So we've travelled 7 minutes in this third term. Hard to get any real free play going for either side. It's been an arm wrestle as Meese knocks it down. Jolly's there. He found Bewley. Right foot kick. Away from his natural left. It's fisted towards the line. Kavara, Wheeler. He's well tackled. Good stuff, Murray. Didn't dump him, but just held him up nicely and made sure he wasn't going anywhere. They'll toss it in. Slightly attacking side of centre wing. On the expensive side, home of the ground, 6:11:47 to 5:6:36, 8 gone.
Meese in front of Lynch. Now Meese tried to get it off, but Brown was there for Collingwood. Bouncing ball, Masters. Nice little tap onto Bewley. Needed the help of Masters to escape the pressure. The ball spills out of play. 8 minutes gone in this third term. 11-point lead for Williamstown. Winner in 5th spot on the Peter Jackson VFL ladder tonight. Umpire brings this in. A bit short that time. He didn't quite get to it. Jolly the clearing ball, and that's a good mark by Donnell. He's done that very nicely today. Sam Donnell has the ball too far out to score. One leads on offer from George. George still wants it. Trying to weave his way through the traffic. Get the longer ball instead. Now the back is Schultz. No mark taken. Quick snap. Good pressure to not allow that one to head towards the sticks. It came off hands and out of bounds. It's a boundary throw in next to the behind post.
Williamstown certainly looking to use that side of the ground, the expensive side of the ground, as you boys well put it. But I think straight up the middle is the way to go at this ground.
Ooh, maybe high contact there on mark on. Umpire says no, crosses his arms.
But it's obviously a set structure, but I would have thought with some better ball movement through the middle of the ground, Williamstown might be able to open Collingwood up a bit here.
Jolly here with the snap, helicopter ball. All 17 of his teammates will get around him here. Big goal for Williamstown, 7:11:53 to 5:6:36. The record breaker gets a goal on his record-breaking day.
He's the man. Cometh the hour.
An important goal in the context of the game as well. Margin back out at 17.
Such an inspirational player for this football club, and he puts his head over the footy, and he can kick those helicopter goals for as long as he likes. He just keeps putting in.
Little gap emerges again for the Gulls, 53-36. Something from nothing for Jolly. Now in the middle of the ground, Blair goes to work on Gibbons. It's going to be the Pies who come up with it through Brown, but then they lost a handle on it. It was Callum to Tyler, then Gibbons got in the way of the family party. Came to George on the wing. He steadies things down with the mark. What's he going to do? Comes back inboard with a measured kick. It's fisted away from the marking contest. Allows Collingwood in. Borthwick took it. Shrugged the tackle. Handball back. That's okay. Wellings inside the 50. That's not okay. He turns it over. And Masters has it in his defensive arc.
Well, again, looks to go to the expensive side of the ground. Kick too hot for Jones, though. Puts it straight down the throat of Murray. Collingwood ball looking to attack. They need the next goal here to Magpies. Murray goes inside 50. Starcevic went up, didn't bring it down. Hand pass over the top. Now it's Wills. Tackled as he gathered the ball. Woodward went back. Kick off the boot there. Smothered off the boot of Borthwick. It was picked up by Blair. Woodward again. More direct this time in toward the pocket. Was there a whistle as Murray went for the ball? No. Ball repelled back out. McClarty underneath takes the mark. They're going back in Collingwood. McClarty too far out to score. Throws it onto the boot. Saw something he liked, but Bewley the closest man to it. No mark taken. Dorgan. Hand pass out. Most recent goal kicker on the ground, Jolly. How's the ball now? Toward Fawkes on the wing. No mark taken. Out the back. There's numbers for the Pies. Oxley happy to concede a bit of ground, and now it's in the hands of Murray to Woodward behind true centre half back.
Little chip over the top. Some more direct footy here as that's good stuff from Ralph. Takes the mark, looks for McClarty on the wing. Had a runner going past. He might set him up for trouble here though. He steers the ball. That's okay from the Grice. Further down the ground to Blair. The mark is taken, and it's a well taken mark too at half forward. G. Chippendale's given them a target, and he's looking inside the 50 for an option now. He's going to go short to Blair. Still 80 from home. Feels a long way from a goal. He comes back across the ground to Tyler Brown, who takes it 60 from home. He's going to go further across the ground. Williamstown have set up well. Murray completes the switch as Oxley has it at half forward. He thought about taking Donnell on and then thought better of it. Came from a long ball here from Madkin. Can they get a mark? 1, 2, not quite. Ball hits the deck. Jones across to Dorgan. Well played, flicked it on to Jolly. Williamstown playing with some dare out of half back all of a sudden. Here's Kavara down the line. Fisted away from Donnell by Oxley, and they'll toss it in.
Looks like a change of boots for Nick Rodder. Went into the rooms. He's emerged with no boots on, and he's carrying a new pair. There's no injury concerns, just a change of footwear, it seems, for Nick Rodder. Throw in. McClarty went over his head. Kavara left it behind. Woodward, another touch for him. Fed the hand pass out. As we go wide, McClarty just got rid of Bewley with a nice little touch and hand pass to try and set up Brown. Look out, Myers coming. Brown held on. Shot on goal. What a finish. 6:42 to 7:11:53. Back to 11 points halfway into the third term.
So Williamstown player down behind plate who collided with Callum Brown. I can't see who it is.
Billy Myers was the man in the contest against him.
And certainly went out that contest a million miles an hour, and he hasn't come off the best. He hasn't actually got back to his feet here, so
it is Billy Myers, and
might see him come from the ground.
He's just come up now. Might be a bit groggy. Runners with him as well. What a goal though from Callum Brown. The pressure coming. Had enough poise just to keep his eye on the footy, get it in space, and then the finish as well. That was a classy bit of play.
Looks like Melbourne are in all sorts of trouble here. 27 gone in the last quarter, and it's 14 points to margin. St Kilda on the verge of a big boil over. The Kangaroos lead Essendon by 8 points. That one at Etihad.
So the Bombers have just got another goal on the board. Here's Michael Leeds.
The ball coming forward for Collingwood. They're not going to get a mark at half forward, but it's a contested situation. They won't mind. McClarty goes to work. Ball came out the back. Mark-on had it stripped. Ball at ground level now. Varco charges in over the top and makes sure it's not coming out. And they'll toss it up. 52 away. Collingwood's goal line. They trail 42 to 53 as Lynch goes to work in the ruck. Good stuff from Brown. Releases his man Hetherington. Beautifully weighted kick. Starcevic takes it in the red basket, and Tippett now is being... Is he going to ping him for 50?
I think it is.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
So what was a pretty tricky shot becomes an absolute certainty from the goal line. Starcevic to be marked to the top of the square, and he will get them back to within a goal.
I think Tippett was really just trying to make the spoil in the contest, but he just probably went a little too hard after the mark was taken.
Yeah, the life of a defender, Hilly. Don't go hard enough and the coach will yell at you. Go too hard, you'll get 50 against you and the coach will yell at you. 48 to 53. Pies right back in at 15 and a half gone third term.
Bit of feeling down that end of the ground. Must be something about the top of that goal square.
Yep.
That's 2 goals now for Jackson Starcevic.
There's plenty of sun for the boys to share. So
Melbourne back within 8 points, boys. 29 gone in the final term.
One down to the wire. The MCG. Good bounce to restart things here. Halfway into the third term, Meese gets his own clearance. It's a high ball. Fist on it, ground level, Rodder back out on the park with that new footwear, but a turnover. Ty Drew gets it back for the Magpies. It comes back to Hall. Left foot down the line. That might be a very good pass for Blair. Bravely kept his eye on the ball, couldn't bring it down. Up for grabs. Gibbons with the tackle. Varco jumped over the top of the footy, didn't win it, but a Pies ball anyway. Wellings, bit happening behind Wellings. He gets the right foot inside 50. Starcevic has too many seagulls to deal with. And it comes unstuck as Masters takes the relieving mark and goes wide for Dorgan.
That's got to be
brought down by Borthwick after the mark. No 50 that time in front of the trapeze. Kids having fun here today.
Really not much difference there in that and the last 50-metre penalty that was paid. So got to be consistent, the umpires.
Lockie George begging for the ball here. It was well marked by Mark-on. Now to kick from Greiser. Just off the side of the boot, so George had to go and fetch, and he had to meet the contact from LeGrice, who brings him down. George has got an eternity to get rid of it. Too long, in fact, holding the ball on a free kick to go Collingwood's way. Well done, Elliot. LeGrice sets up Varco. Reels in the mark, right in front of Glenn Hill, then goes short. This is Starcevic, too far out to score. Tried to set up Wills, getting in the way, Pongracic. Wills brought him down, got rid of it. Umpire put his arms up and said play on. Masters tried to keep it in and did. Now a clearing ball. There is a whistle. Brought down after the kick. Free kick to come back for Williamstown, so no advantage. Deep in the left half-back flank. It's coming all the way back. I think it's Mark-on that's going to take the kick.
High drama at the MCG. Jordan Lewis has put the D's back to within 2 points. There's 30 seconds to go in the last quarter. There would be some sort of a miraculous win for Melbourne if they can pull it off.
Leedsy will bring us the finish of that one. It's in the hands of Charleston as we speak here. 5-point lead in favour of Williamstown. Goes to Donnell. Oxley put him down. We're going for a walk. It might almost bring Sam Donnell to within scoring range. The free kick occurred, or the mark took place on the half-back flank. Right on the marking of the centre square.
The umpire's having some trouble with their real estate today.
Too generous, or
not enough.
Not enough.
The length of the square is 45 metres long. That was taken about where the end of the cricket pitch was, and he's barely inside 50, the man on the mark. That should have been at least another 7 or 8 metres.
Man on the mark is Travis Varco, and he's watching Sam Donnell have a shot to try and extend this lead once more for Williamstown. Distance is okay, so is accuracy. Sam Donnell gets his first of the day, and some more relief on the scoreboard for Williamstown, 8-11-59 to 7-6-48.
St Kilda have done it. They've held on only just. There were some dodgy moments, but they have got away 2-point winners over the D's at the MCG. That's a massive win for Alan Richardson and his men. 18-11, 119 to 18-9, 117.
And on the flip side, Leedsy, a devastating blow for Melbourne.
It certainly is.
And it was a former Saint that just kicked that goal for Williamstown as well.
So here, 59-48, the Pies cost themselves the goal with another 50-metre penalty. It's kicked to half forward. Donnell couldn't take the mark. There's a whistle on play. Schultz, did he take the advantage? Umpire said no. Come back, Sammy, have another shot. Just in case you didn't see the last one, the umpire wants to see if he can do it again.
This time I think he's right on his range.
There'll be some well-trodden grass as he makes his way in to take the kick.
Man on the mark's probably about 3 or 4 metres nearer to that 50-metre mark. So I'd say he's right on his range. That last one just carried it, held up. He
started his run-up equal with the centre line of the ground. He kicks from 52. Oh, he was tired from the first one. Big play! Ebinger did the business. He got a nice old ride and then just took it on the way down, if you don't mind. Rodder again with some advice. He's been very solid on that all throughout the afternoon. The kick will come from 5 metres out, and the crowd getting their money's worth this afternoon. 9-11-65 Williamstown. Collingwood 7-6-48, 21 gone, third term.
Gilly, every time Collingwood gets close, Williamstown get on these runs and get back-to-back goals and just put that gap on the scoreboard.
Well, they're just probably playing the more dangerous footy, Adam. I think they're just being a little bit more aggressive, taking a few more chances, running the ball a little bit more. I like to see that a little bit more from Collingwood. We've got the likes of Murray, who's played plenty of AFL footy this year, running off half-back. Haven't seen him take off and have a bounce and try and run 20 metres with the ball. Collingwood got no run off half-back, and it's quite obvious. And Williamstown have got all the run off half-back using that outer side, and they're on top at the moment, absolutely on top.
Haven't seen the lead all day. Collingwood and Williamstown kicking clear again. Meese, another clearance towards half forward. Donnell almost got tangled up with Schultz. The latter took the mark. Might be too far out to score. Tardrew just inside 50 on the mark. And it looks like Lockie Schultz is going to line him up and at least have a think about a shot. It's Lockie George on the lead. He's going to ignore that.
If I was a Williamstown player with a good boot, I'd be running around the back of him here. There is nobody except for Travis Varco outside the 50 to guard it. But there's no one awake to that one, so he's going to ping from about 55.
The run-up almost starts on centre wing for Lockie Schultz. That's a set up to the square. Uncontested mark for Brett Bewley. Only man that went up for that ball. Didn't have to worry about any pressure coming at him. Hence the uncontested mark that he took directly in front. And we'll have a poke from 20 out. This is some run from Williamstown. Brett Bewley, not a noted goal kicker. That's his 5th for the season. And Williamstown are kicking clear as we approach three-quarter time. 10-11-71 to 7-6-48. Time on third term.
Yeah, they've let their guard down, Collingwood. I thought they might have come out a little harder in this quarter, and they had for a little while, but they've certainly been overrun in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Williamstown are totally on top. around the contested football and their run off the back of the packs, and they've taken their chances and they've kicked more central. They're kicking to central spots on the ground and really opening Collingwood up here.
Yep, they've gapped them very quickly. A couple of big marks and a big goal from Donnell, and all of a sudden the Pies with some questions to answer. 23 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter. And they've got some work ahead. Lynch in the ruck, up against Jones. Came down, George around the corner, sets it up, top of the 50. Tardru couldn't take it. Thought he had a good piece of it. He's still fighting on, Lockie. Ball spilled out the back. Chance for Brown, couldn't get boots a ball. Under all sorts of pressure. Intensity's gone up here. Look at the goals circling around the Pies in the middle of the ground.
The tackling pressure's just right up. There's 3, 4, 5 tacklers there in that passage of play. They weren't going to let that footy out.
It may just be a cent in the air for the goals. Jolly got it going to half forward. Collingwood need to hang on. Here's Murray. He darts away from half back. Left foot kick to the wing and he finds his man. Couldn't take the mark. Gee, it just spilled through the fingers of Ralph who thought he had it. The goals mop up nicely. Numbers out the back. Greiser down the line. That's nice for Dorgan who takes the mark with Murray approaching. He's right on the wing. Going to come away on that left boot. Steers it into centre half forward. Woodward's got to sit underneath it. Oh, gee. Rodder was the train coming through, and Woodward played the part of the car stuck on the tracks. Did a mighty fine job of it too. Could have been forgiven for stepping away from that. They'll toss it up inside the 50. The goals attacking. Lynch through a couple of sets of hands. Bewley right foot. No good. Off balance. Wrong foot. Not good. Out on the full. The Pies to bring it back in.
That wind's just picked up a little bit too, boys. I think it is slightly favouring the end that Williamstown are kicking to it at the moment, the grandstand end. And I think Collingwood will have it in the last quarter. It's not a massive breeze, just picking up a little bit though.
LeGrice with the clearing ball out. It was in the direction of Lynch. It got fisted out of play. Boundary throw in beyond 50. So with that said, Collingwood might have the breeze.
It's just whipped around slightly. It's certainly not going directly across the ground as it was earlier. It's sort of more favouring the half-forward flank. So if you're getting those centre clearances, which Collingwood were able to do in the back half of the first and second quarters, which they haven't been able to do this quarter, but if they can get back on top in the last quarter and get some clearances, they'd be still in the contest.
So we've got a blood rule here, so a couple of changes for both sides, which makes it hard to tell who's actually been sent off with the blood rule. It might be...
I think it was Adam Marcon's just come off with
he's the one getting treatment on the Williamstown bench. By the way, the reason why the clearance battle has gone Williamstown's way is because Meeks is having an outstanding third quarter. He's come back on and he's at full forward. Rodder!
What a mark.
The marking display from Williamstown has been outstanding in this third term. That one's paid for Rodder. 45-degree angle. If he does have a shot, we'll probably kick it from beyond the arc.
I've just impeded a little bit here, boys. The Collingwood player just down on his knees, getting up from that contest. Rodder hit that back so hard. I can't say which Collingwood player it was.
Looking a little proppy is Alex Woodward. I'm not sure if it's him that you're referring to.
Yeah, it is. It is. He was hit like a ton of bricks there.
That's sort of hardy-mouth stuff. If Alex Woodward's involved, he's been very, very good in his comeback game today. Looks to be okay.
Very courageous player.
All eyes on Nick Rodder. Did kick a goal in the second term. Careful approach, just inside 50. Right foot ball. Looks like he's hooked it. Meese on the line. Mark is paid. Has just come back out onto the ground.
Tough snap for the ruckman. Big ball drop.
He's been winning his own clearances in this third term. Now he's taken a big mark. Pretty much at full forward, but a tough angle for the big man. Goes on the right, snaps and goals. The locals love it. That's his fourth goal of the season. He's been out of the side for 3 weeks. And they're kicking clear now. Williamstown 11-11, 77 to 7-6, 48. Margin creeping up toward that 5-goal mark.
Yes, they're on top, aren't they? They're on top. They've obviously come out after half-time, weren't happy with that. They didn't get that split on the scoreboard that they should have got from Collingwood. And they've come out firing in this third quarter, totally on top. Collingwood in damage control at the moment. They have to work out something with these clearances because they're getting killed at the stoppages.
I'm not sure that they can shut it down quickly enough Hilly. I think there's too much time for them to go too defensive just yet. There might be more damage to come. Jolly quickly away. Gibbons inside the 50. Here come Williamstown again. Evinger couldn't quite. Roderick ground level. Well tackled. Ball spilled out the back. Only momentarily as they're wrapped up, and the umpire will come in and toss it up.
They're that hungry down there. I think Williamstown player might have sport the other Williamstown player in the marking contest. Could have been another mark directly in front.
Yeah, they've got an appetite here, the girls, no question. Hetherington got it out only momentarily. Here's Dorgan with a long ball right to the goal line. Rodder at the back, it's fisted over. Gee, they look dangerous every time they go forward all of a sudden.
That ball carried 60 metres too, so there definitely is that little wind advantage to that end now. Collingwood must grip onto some hope that they're going to have a little advantage in the last quarter.
Look, Rice looks winded from that contest too. Pies bring it back in. Down the line they go. Oh, he got his man now. Oh, there was almost a whistle on Tyler Brown to take the mark. The umpire thought he would. He didn't. It spilt to him, back to him. He was composed enough to bang it on the boot, but he's going to cough it up because Tippett's there to Greiser. Get through two tacklers. Oh, that was a little easy, wasn't it? Tardrew fisted away from Jolly. Brown at ground level. He goes towards the line. He's got some support in Tardrew. Strong stuff from Charleston. He was hard hit by Wills. Inboard. Away come Williamstown again. They're building at centre wing. Donnell quickly away. One-on-one. Going back Gibbons. How's the bounce going to be? Oh, dangerous here. LeGrice still sore from the last contest. Looked a little out of it. Came to Murray. He bangs away. Gets them out of trouble for just the moment. Bewley's got the footy though. Steers it into the pocket and the mark is taken by Kavara. Oh, they're a good team when they're up and going, these girls.
They found a little bit of momentum too in the last few weeks, and I think this, if they can hold on here in the last quarter coming up, I think this could be the game that turns it for them this season.
19 goals for the year for Benny, including one earlier today. Now, has he gone to play on there? Oh, he was very fortunate because he turned himself side on as if he was going to hook it round the corner when the siren was going.
There are two field umpires right there. Neither wanted to call it.
He was very, very fortunate that he didn't take one step. He's got to kick straight now. He's on the runway. The kick is magnificent. And the goals get to him as though he were a fat chip on the concrete. Look at them all circling around him. It's a magnificent quarter of football for Williamstown. They're 12-12-84. Collingwood 7-6-48.
That's a 7-goal quarter for the Seagulls. They kicked 7 goals, 3 to 2 goals, 1. And maybe, just maybe, that might be enough to get the Seagulls over the line and give Ben Jolly the, I don't want to say send-off, that's probably the wrong word, but the finish he deserves in his record-breaking day. 12-12-84, Williamstown, Collingwood, 7-6-48. Collingwood, though, as Glenn Hill told us, might have a bit of a breeze at their backs in the final term. It's three-quarter time here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. 12-12-84, Williamstown, Collingwood, 7-6-48. Michael Leeds, Adam Sarri-Coglu and Glenn Hill on the call today. We'll take a break and have the final term after this on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Your Peter Jackson VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any 2 suits for $8.95. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it, doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota Top 5 Plays of the Week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Looks to be the last game of the first set. Almagro leading 5-3.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Three-quarter time at Burbank Oval. 84-48. It is Williamstown in front of Collingwood. Big day for the girls with Ben Jolly. He is breaking the record for the most number of games played for the club this afternoon in game 209, and things are going according to script for him and his side just at the moment. They lead by 36 points at three-quarter time, courtesy of a big burst, really, of 7 goals to 2 in that third quarter. And it came on the back of some strong marking and some long goal kicking. And all of a sudden they went from a tight contest to being hot and attacking the goal face at every opportunity. They looked very dangerous, and Collingwood will have some work ahead of them to try and stay in this one. Adam Sarakoglu is with me in commentary, and Glenn Hill is down by the boundary line. We'll hear from him shortly.
Sorry, Lazy. I think they cleaned up their use by foot as well, Williamstown, in that third term. They were really efficient just around the ground with their general kicking. I think Brett Bewley in particular had a pretty big third term, just presented inside 50. Didn't kick that goal when he had that shot, but he's having a pretty good game. He was one of the players that lifted, and we're starting to see Greiser come into the game a little bit as well. Jolly, bit on and off the ground a little bit today. It's his day, of course. Kicked a wonderful goal earlier in that third term. That really just kick-started things because the margin was within a kick. It's been 4 points at quarter time and half time, and that 7-goal burst has now stretched it to 6 goals now, which is a game high, but for the most part, it's been hovering around sort of 5 points, 11 points, and I think Jolly was the one that really kick-started Williamstown into gear. Collingwood huddle has dispersed, as has Williamstown, so hopefully Glenn Hill is going to get us Jared Rivers before this final term does start. Can't actually spot Hilly at the moment. I think he's going to intercept Jared Rivers now. Hilly, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Just joined by Jared Rivers. Obviously, it was disappointing third quarter. What was the message at three-quarter time?
Yeah, we just got we lost around the ball, mate. Like -7 centre bounce, -7 clearance. So that's where the game starts, and we just unfortunately lost that last 10-15 minutes. We didn't play our way at all. So we just got to try and get back to playing our way.
Also, run and carry wasn't a lot of it as well in the third quarter.
Yeah, we're just slow, mate. I think when we play our footy, we actually take opportunities to trigger handball a little bit and get the ball going deeper in our forward 50 and try and lock it in there. But too many times we're just slow and wide.
And you discussed that aerial work in the third quarter that it obviously have to lift as well. Where do you see it coming from?
just really disappointing, just our backs, mate, and our rucks to actually really kill that high ball, which we were just too inconsistent with to do that in that third quarter.
No worries, thanks, Jared.
Great job, Hilly, and thank you to Collingwood and Jared Rivers for making themselves available. Always a great aspect of the Peter Jackson VFL Live coverage is the buy-in from the clubs and the most important people at the ground, the players and the coaches. We're just about set to get this third term underway. It's a sizable crowd and it's just making its way off the ground. This last term about to get underway. Just an update from around the grounds. North Melbourne and Essendon have somewhat of a shootout going on. 6 minutes into the second term, 8-3-51 Essendon to North Melbourne, 7-2-44. So they're on track for a big score. And earlier today, St Kilda with a massive upset, 2-point victors over the D's. That was high scoring too, 119 to 117. But here is Adam Sarakoglu on Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
So the Seagulls were able to kick 7 goals in that third term. Collingwood need to match that to be any chance. Final term underway. Meese, as he did in the third, but this time coughed up the handball to Varco, just sharked it, went inside 50 for Starcevic, couldn't take the mark. Ground level ball, Masters picks up, wanted to handball, held onto it, rushed his kick back toward the middle of the ground. Tardrew there, gets it back inside 50 for the Pies. Starcevic and Tippett. Tippett tried to fist, bouncing ball, Jones picks up, brought down straight away, gets his kick out in time. It was a pressured ball, overrun, picked up by Callum Brown, went back to the voice, it was Hall. Tardrew has some space, left foot on the way. This is the perfect start that Collingwood needed, and they're staying in it. It's a goal to Collingwood. It was Sam Murray, in fact, that finished it. 8-6-54 to 12-12, 84, 30 points even.
That's pretty much what the doctor ordered, Hilly.
It certainly was, and that was the player I had in mind. I really thought that third quarter just wasn't seeing a lot from him. A couple of possessions off half-back weren't his usual disposal, and that's what you really need. You need him up the ground, pushing hard and kicking long.
I like the look of Travis Varco with the ball in his hands too. I wonder if he's got a part to play this afternoon. Off half-back, or Tardrew, well tackled by George, turns it over, Gibbons, handball across, here they come again, Ebinger from 25 out, answers straight away. 90 seconds have gone in the final term. We've had 2 goals, 1 to either side, and it's Williamstown back out to that 36-point margin, 90-54.
Well, you know they're going to take chances, Collingwood. They have to get back into the game, and a few blokes probably just ran a little too hard at that contest off half-back. And one leaked out the back and they weren't picking him up quick enough. So good play from Williamstown to respond, and I feel we might have a bit of a shootout here in the last quarter. The ground conditions are still fantastic. There is a little bit of wind assistance for Collingwood this quarter. Let's see how we unfold.
Collingwood needed to be a shootout, but they needed it all going their way back in the middle. And Grasic missed it. It's already a half forward here for the Pies. It's a hot footy. Jones with the tackle, Meese brought down. Umpire letting this go, allowing the players a chance to extract the footy. Finally, the ball up is called for. 54 playing 90.
This is where they really had trouble in the third quarter, winning these clearances. Meese just totally got on top, so this is Collingwood's chance here to try and reverse their fortunes.
Meese again won it down, but there was no one there. Charleston came crashing through, won the ball back for the Seagulls, got it to Pongracic, threw it onto the right boot. Zanell underneath at a half forward, was up against LeGrice. It's claiming the ball now was Oxley. I was meant to say LeGrice's kick is bad, out of bounds on the full, and Bewley will claim it. Centre wing out of side. Expensive side here for the Seagulls, up by 6 goals.
Yes, nice view for the owners of the expensive houses this afternoon. No troubles there. Bewley, long ball. If they get charged admission. Oh, wonderful stuff from Lynch Fluhike, and has been rewarded with the mark. Rodder just having a little word to him as he got up. This is an audacious kick from Murray to Varco to Tardrew. Yep, they took that on nicely. That's what they got to do. Blair down the wing. He didn't hit the ball at all well. It goes out of bounds. He didn't hit it well enough to get it on the full, and they'll toss it back in centre wing.
I've seen a few on the balconies today. They might have just gone inside thinking this game's over.
I was just going to suggest, Hilly, I thought I saw a spectator or two taking in some of this game. It's a good game.
Why not?
And they won't be hearing a thing with that double glazing going on as Meese knocks it down. Oh, good stuff at ground level from Marcon, but it's stolen away. Good stuff, Tyler Brown. Got it away to Callum down the line. Beautifully weighted kick. This is taken by Hetherington. They go to Borthwick. Long, high ball inside the 50. Masters has got the sit, and he takes the nicely read and nicely.
He's been really good since he's gone back in this game, Masters. He's run off his man, read the play really well.
Finished mark, and he drives a long ball to the wing, and now the goals are away all of a sudden. Gibbons gets it going, just attacking side of centre wing. Well played, Tardru, got in the way of Lockie George. Oh, that was big, strong stuff from Lockie. That's holding the footy. He took his man on, and Willings, well, he'll know he's been in a contest, but he'll come up with the pill.
Smart here by Lockie George, just holding the footy up for a long time, allowing his teammates to get back.
It's fair to say that he's earned that, as Willings goes to half forward. Starcevic on the burst, and he takes the mark.
Oh,
now
a little bit to go on with there too.
Yeah, might have seen 50 for less as Masters
asking for it, asking the question.
So Starcevic, who was awarded the 50 earlier in the match, kicked a beautiful goal from outside the arc in the second. Can he repeat the dose from the other side of the ground in the last to get it back to 30 points? Fair to say they need to get moving. There's a bit going on in the square. Chippendale got to be careful he doesn't give it up. Oh, that is a wonderful contact to the footy. Unfortunately, he missed it to the right, but he's one of those blokes that just makes sweet contact with the leather. It's one behind, 55 to 96 gone, final term.
Dawkins straight down the middle. Rodder's his target, goes up, almost brought it down as well. Woodward's at the full, fumbled at the wrong moment as he wanted to get his hand pass out. LeGrice had to find Varco and did. Went all the way back. Tardru went toward the chaos in the middle of the ground. Smith has the tackle to hold things up. The umpire's actually going to call holding the ball here. I'm not sure about that one, Hilly.
Yeah, very unusual decision.
Smith goes wide for Chippendale. Bouncing ball. Can Chippendale keep it in play? No, decided not to touch it. Let the Sharon do its job and find the boundary line itself, and it's a boundary throw-in.
The umpiring in general in the VFL has been sensational this season. We've seen a few indifference decisions today and probably missed a few. But overall, I think the competition's umpiring has been sensational throughout the year. So a few howlers today, but not to worry about over the course of the season.
Sure, it was a howler. Just didn't look like holding the ball from here. There's a chance for the Pies. A helicopter toward the square. It's going to be picked off by Masters, who is going to find Charleston right in front of us. Charleston. Oh, that's a dangerous ball. 2-on-1 though. Tippett did well to tap it to Masters, and finally they're out of danger. Kick towards, and that's Imbinger, in fact, couldn't take the mark. That's a do battle. Now Bewley, he gets brought down pretty quickly. It's going to be a ball up, brought down by Hetherington. Centre wing out of sight.
Great effort by LeGrice in that marking contest, because Williamstown were totally away there. If that ball gets over the back, almost a certain goal.
Kangaroos by 4 points over the Bombers, 62 to 58 at the 14-minute mark of the second term. We're going to have another bounce down here. Earlier, St Kilda by 2 points over Melbourne. In the VFL, North Melbourne gave Coburg a bit of a touch-up. It was a very solid win.
Hilly, chances for the Lions against the Dockers later tonight?
Extremely slim.
108 to 45, that final score for North Melbourne.
Fremantle have won 5 of their 7 games on the home turf this year. They've certainly got some momentum up, and I will be thinking they will be winning that contest. Brisbane have got holes all through their team, unfortunately.
So North Melbourne go to 6-5. They're a team that can play some good footy. There's Woodward through traffic. Smith couldn't get it past Kavara, who's worked his way up to the wing. Goes on his right boot to Rodder. Good contest in the air. It just beats the both of them in the end. LeGrice goes to work at ground level. He's wrapped up too high. Free kick for the Pies. Fair to say they need to get going. He swings them across to the base side of the ground, where Hilly is. Oxley's going to bomb it long. They need some hands to reach the contest. No one near Jones. Took it nicely. A big frame and a nice set of hands. It's
been the delivery going forward for Collingwood's really let themselves down today. We saw a bit more of it there.
Jones goes down the line. His teammates wanted the switch, but he thought better of it. This is fisted over the line right in front of Glen Hill on the bay side of the ground, and they'll toss it in. Not far from the Williamstown benches, and it just looks like Mark he's okay. He's just a little mummified at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on him as Woodward came through like a steam train. Handball over the top, missed the station unfortunately. High ball coming around the corner. This is
take the mark.
Yes, it's a fair thing to say. Monk was the kicker, and the ball's been brought back inboard.
Wow.
Under no circumstances, Hilly, is the double fister acceptable. That's my opinion anyway. There is no circumstance where it's acceptable.
I agree, Adam, and that should have been an attempt at a mark. He literally had nobody around him, and it would have been a penetrating kick forward.
If I'm a coach, I'm banning it.
I'd be dragging that player immediately. I think it was Murray actually. I hate to say that, but
I think we need to move this on, get Adam to clear it.
Jolly trying to feed it out to Wheeler. I reckon he's been a little bit quiet today. Got brought down pretty quickly. Umpire crosses his arm.
No, that didn't work either.
He's still proppy on that knee, Willie Wheeler. And it's been courageous.
Has he had much game time today? Has he been on and off?
He has had plenty of game time. He's been doing the hard stuff around the contest, but he's got a lack of run at the moment.
Hilly close enough to get a touch there as the ball just gets hacked toward our forward. Callum Brown escaped from the chaos. He's got some touch, that boy. Went looking for Starcevic, brought down by Masters, not getting up quickly.
This could be 50.
Is Starcevic. Has 2 goals to his name today. It's his first game, 45-degree angle. Probably kick from 50.
Anytime a player has taken a mark, hands out in front, and you get chopped in the head, it's a 50-metre penalty in my book. And it's been paid already today, but not on that occasion.
If there any chance at all, Collingwood, this kick has to result in 6 points. And he shanked it.
That was after
and
I
you
said
could
he hit
tell
it sweetly.
From our position, Leedsy, from the ball drop, that wasn't going to be a good hit. Just dropped it too far forward.
He had a really encouraging start to the game. Just obviously he's new to it, new to this level, and he's just tired out of it a little bit and made some composure mistakes.
Just lost control of that ball in the ball drop, and hence.
But he'll be better for the experience, and he showed plenty in the first half and was one of the better players.
Collingwood still a chance here to hand pass toward the hot spot as Murphy tried to trap it. Picked up now by Gibbons, works his way out of the traffic, goes by hand to Greiser. Gets the relieving kick out to centre wing. Rodder watches it go over his head. Was in battle with LaGrice. Underground handball to Nell. Free kick, which way?
Sam Donnell's been hit very hard.
Behind play, Donnell is down and not getting up quickly. It will be a Williamstown free kick. Is he well enough to take it? Looks like he will be. Sam Donnell on centre wing as the sun comes out once more.
I think he's more winded.
Yeah. He's okay.
Just caught one in the back, which affect that rib area. And,
he's trying to take his man on here. He's thought better of it, and he steered a kick to half forward, knocked away from the contest. Dorgan's there to mop it up. Goes inside the 50. Oh, that was just about the game if McClarty hadn't got a little finger in there. Handball audacious for Blair, for Hellier. He did well, got around Meese, gave it to Woodward through the middle of the ground, checked his kick just at the right moment. Starcevic underneath it, allows himself to bounce back up, didn't lose his footing, but then he lost the footy. Well played, Masters. Charleston there to mop up. He gives it to Gibbons. They're out of trouble momentarily. Drop chest mark, allows the Gales back in. Wheeler had it, he lost it. Tardrew played it well. He goes back by hand. Murray, left foot kick through the middle to Starcevic. Oh, he dropped the pud. It was on his chest. He couldn't have made it any more difficult for himself, but he got it away to Woodward, to Oxley, inside the 50. It's a tired, bumbling old kick. Jones is there to mop up, and he gets them out of trouble.
23rd man, Fletcher Carroll has it. Charleston didn't want to ask for the ball by hand, so Carroll holds on to it. Now he'll go to Charleston by foot. Shocking kick. Almost as though he deliberately wanted to hit Marty Hall. Goes short to Woodward. He'll go toward the middle of the ground in the corridor. Bad handball from Wellings. Still might be a Collingwood ball here. Callum Brown's been outstanding. Couple of Magpies out wide. Bouncing ball for Oxley. Needs some help. Gets it. And then kicks toward Wills. He'll take the mark. Might be too far out to score. Took it in front of Pongracic. The former Dolphin goes short inboard. That's okay for Smith. Didn't take the mark. Pressure came late. Well done, Bewley. Picked up by Rodder. Hand pass for Pongracic. Won't get close enough to it. Wayward handball. Sloppy footy all round in that last couple of minutes. A boundary throw in just beyond 50. Time running out now for Collingwood, down by 35.
Yeah, and they've had plenty of football and they've had some chances in the last few minutes to really penetrate. They just keep going to the wrong spots. It's okay to square the ball, but eventually somebody's got to take the right chance to penetrate.
Leedsy, we had one close. Sorry, Hilly, we had one close game earlier today at the G. Eddie had also close.
Yeah, and high scoring, 11-5-71 Essendon to North Melbourne 10-4-64. There's only 21 gone in the second term, so crowd there being very well entertained.
It's been a good round.
It's been okay. Jolly, Bewley towards the line. Yeah, good stuff from Hetherington over the line.
Fair to say neither of us were too pleased last night with what happened up at Spotless, so Leedsy.
Slightly took the edge off it, no doubt. They'll throw it in here. Collingwood.
They need a goal quick to
desperately
have a chance.
Running out of time, aren't they? Just to light the fire of belief underneath them. They haven't had it yet. Lynch trying to fist it forward. Can't get on the end of it. It's all Williamstown. Masters on the end of it. Drives through the middle of the ground. Could be a turnover here. Smith had it and lost it. Couldn't take the mark at ground level. Taken off at Howe. Now the goals are off and running. No, free kick.
Very unlucky there, the goals.
Now, if he was on the run, it'd be a silly chance. He's going to steer this into the path of a strong lead from Chippendale, who takes the mark. And he is a chance from 52.
Yeah, he'll kick the distance here. A little bit of breeze just at his back. Just the weather's just got a little cold in the last few minutes.
Yeah.
Temperatures dropped, but he should be able to kick the distance here.
Noticeably, the jackets and beanies well and truly being used across the ground despite the sunshine. We are in July as Chippendale waltzes his way to the line. Kick high. He's nailed it. Yep. Well, is that it? Is that what they needed, the Pies, to get them going? 61-90. They're 29 points behind at the 16.5-minute mark of this last term. Teams have won from here before.
They certainly have, but you'd have to say Williamstown just getting their hands on the footy too much. Comes down to these clearances. Collingwood need to win these clearances. In the third quarter, they lost the centre clearances 7-0, and they desperately need to get this clearance here to give themselves a chance.
13-12 playing 9-7. Meese stays down against Lynch. Jolly in the middle. Still the ball up for grabs. Collingwood eventually extract it, get the clearance. We're inside 50. But there's a wall of Seagulls back there. A bit of soccer from Gibbons. That was actually effective. Greiser works his way away from the pressure. Kick not so good though. Almost turns it over. Murray's going to be happy to force that ball out of play. Good tackle. Boundary throw in. Expensive real estate side of the ground. It's looking like win number 7 for the year for the Seagulls. They'll be in 5th spot on the ladder if they can hold on. Time the enemy for Collingwood. Meese the clearance. High ball. Again, Rodder presenting. Didn't take the mark. Here's Smith. Immediate pressure. Did fumble the ball as well. Got it back. Tried to feed it out boundary side. And Hall, happy to watch it go out of play.
Williamstown have locked down a little bit here. They need a goal. They only got that. They've had the 2 goals, haven't they, this quarter?
They had 12 goals on the board.
No, only the 1. So they only got the rebound goal at the start of the quarter. Oh, there you go.
Mark taken by guess who? Sam Donnell. Does he so often.
So they've really locked down this quarter. The last 15 minutes or so, it's just been about locking the game down as best they can. Collingwood have had their chance. They had plenty of football, but they're just not penetrating into the right positions. Jared Rivers will be really disappointed with the way they're moving the ball forward, I would think. And I'm sure they'll address that during the week and try and improve on that next week.
Sam Donnell not thinking about a pass here. Finally, just lobs it toward the square, wasted ball. So Collingwood look to escape. Chippendale in front of Charleston. Didn't take the mark. Monk pressured by Callum Brown. Still managed to get the ball. Now George toward the square. Rodder watched it go over his head. Oxley out the back. Kick trying to set up Tyler Brown. Reels in the mark nicely. Quick hand pass over the top. Collingwood looking for some dash off half back. Great pressure from Bewley. Forced to turn over. Donnell gets it back. Little chipping pass. No mark taken. Tajru won it back. Wellings hand pass out. Tyler Brown gets it inboard. Hetherington on centre wing. Takes a bounce. Looks ahead to an empty 50. That's an easy mark for Joel Tippett.
Yeah, that may have felt a little familiar for Tippett with Hetherington breaking through the middle. As Dorgan finds Charleston and they look in control.
You've only got one real target ahead of you. You've got to make sure that you get it close to him to give himself a chance. And that kick from Hetherington just wasn't good enough for his standard of football.
I think he spent the gas tickets on the burst from half-back. He looked tired. There might have been a bit of lactic acid in the legs when he went to kick that. As this one's coming up from Greiser. Good contest on the wing. Knocked to ground. Jolly's taken to ground with the ball. Blair's got it.
Umpire taking a long time.
Yes, well, it'll be a very brave umpire to award a free kick against Jolly today, especially given the proximity of the locals who have been enjoying the can bar. There's Brown, this is Tyler, gets it inside the 50, Tippett mops up again. Well set up, well disciplined, well drilled. This is Andy Collins, Williamstown's side, and they lead 90-61.
Lynch was in the right spot, but a better read on the ball for Meese. What a welcome inclusion he's been today. To the man of the hour, Jolly, down the line. This man's been good as well.
Might be a chance here. If they get the ball in quick enough. Got a few over the back.
As Rodder, Ebinger was asking for it, but he was too far away. It's a mark taken.
Still another one at full forward over the back for
by Schultz, just beyond 50. Now Schultz in toward the pocket.
Oh,
Kavara.
Yes.
That ball's cut off by Sam Ralph, the 23rd man for the Pies.
That kick just didn't go to the right player there. Top of the goal square. Williamstown player was at full forward with 10 metres to spare. And unfortunately, the helicopter kick into the pocket did not do anyone any favours there.
So throw in. Ball on ground level. Jolly lurking, looking for a second goal. Lays the tackle this time. Make sure that nothing's going nowhere. Ball up.
This continues to be goal onslaught at Etihad. The Bombers by 19 points, 28 gone. I'll come back to it, Adam.
Yeah, it was just a small chance there. Meese tried to set up Monk, who got pushed out of it. Wellings hand pass out. Woodward, what an outstanding return for him today to kick to try and set up a teammate in Hetherington. Goes back in. McClarty over the top of the ball, has 3 seagulls around him. It's spilt into the lap of Charleston. Goes short with the pass to Mark on. There he goes with the switching ball, mark on. Man with one head tape to another. Ben Jolly takes the mark. Right half back and goes all the way back between fullback and centre half back, and the mark taken by Dorgan. Short. Mark on has it again.
Oh, that's 50.
Yeah, it is. Well,
so Wellings ran through the mark.
Let's see how long this 50 is.
It's the same spot where we saw one in the was it the third term or early in the last?
He has not gone the length of the square here. Where are we going to end up? Well, no, not inside 50. Can't work that out. Cannot work that out. That mark, that man on the mark was 5 or 6 metres inside the square. He's only taken him about 40 metres.
So Marcon's...
It's a 40-metre penalty today here.
So Marcon's got it inside the centre square. One lead ignored. If Ben Jolly's on the lead today, just kick it to him, surely. Went for Schultz instead, had 2 Magpies to deal with. Ball got fisted back out. Lockie George, a little left foot worm burner. Bouncing ball inside 50. Oxley there to meet it for Collingwood. Hand pass came out. Kick was smothered. But Oxley happy to see it over. Boundary throw in.
And in that circumstance there, it was the difference between scoring and not scoring. I'm sure I think it was Adam Mark with the free
Yep.
kick. Yeah, he would have had a shot at goal if he was kicking from 45, but because he was kicking from 55, he decided to not shoot. So it's really affected the game on a few occasions.
Meese got it down only as far as Woodward, little toe poke. Murray's got it. I'll come back to that Essendon score in a minute. Murray comes to the pocket. Rodder's going to be first there for Williamstown. He wins the ground ball and finds Dorgan. He's going to kick a high ball to the pocket at the back. Evinger again flew.
Oh.
Couldn't bring it down that time.
Oh, he's
but
paid a free kick.
what we have learnt this afternoon is there is a sparkle in that man's eyes every time he gets the opportunity to take a ride. He might give us some entertainment. That score, 13-6, 84 Essendon to 10-4, 64 North Melbourne. As the ball comes back in, needed the longer option, the short one causing all sorts of issues. And we'll have another stoppage. So 84 to 64 at the 31-minute mark of the second term. If that continues, there could be some records broken. What can the girls do here? Is there one final blow remaining? Deep in the pocket. Here come Collingwood. They couldn't get it past the 50. Gee,
that's a free kick.
Yeah. Varco just a little bit keen to lay the tackle, and the kick will come to Monk, who's drifted in and out of the game, but when he's been in it, he's been very dangerous.
I'd say he's been in their best today.
He's used it well, hasn't he?
Oh, he certainly has. He's hit up some really good targets, and if you have a look at Jack Dorgan here, I thought he might have been going for a run around the back there. But Monk thinks he can kick the distance. I'm not so sure. This will be the kick to the top of the goal square again.
Just the one goal from his 10 games coming into this afternoon. He gets close to the man on the mark. Hilly's called it. He's pulled it. Meese couldn't take it. Goes through. Gee, was lackadaisical from Murray, who just let himself be tackled and taken over the line. He was a little fortunate in the end. And they'll toss it. They'll bring it back in, sorry.
It's getting very dark here.
The umpire is going to toss it up, in fact. He didn't let it go over the line, so Murray a little stiff, doing everything right. Oh, Meese went the bicycle kick. The big fella, miraculous attempt. Good on him for even having a dip at it.
Oh, that's a free kick too.
Hillier,
oh my God.
Deep in the pocket. The whistle's gone away.
The umpires want to go home.
Yeah, let's get this done. 26 gone.
Let's be honest.
90 to 61, late in the last.
The game couldn't be going any more than another couple of minutes. Only been 3 goals kicked in this quarter, and this one's fizzled right out.
We're 26 gone, final term. It's pointless us speculating who exactly Glenn Hill's going to target when the siren goes today on air on Aussie Digital until 4:45 today.
Might be a bit of competition today, Hilly. Make sure you don't take any prisoners.
We lost Hilly.
No,
still here.
You've got me, just adjusting the sunshades.
Here is the man of the moment. Jolly kicks smothered. Smothered well, in fact, by Madkin.
This quarter started out like a house on fire. You thought, the Pies might be able to stick into this contest, and they just haven't. But the whole game's just fizzled this last 15 minutes or so. Totally locked down, a lot of mistakes.
Lynch from behind actually won that tap down. Bewley's been outstanding in this second half. Got brought down.
You have to have your head taken off to get a free kick at the moment because the umpires are just not paying them anymore.
Callum Brown was extracting the ball, got it to a teammate, kick partially smothered. Jones over the top of the ball, brought down by Hallier. Williamstown ball as a result. Schultz fumbled. Bewley right there. Got claimed high. Bit of a head knock there for Brett Bewley.
Knees in the head there.
He's in a fair bit of pain. Chippendale and Schultz lock up, ball up. Bewley a bit groggy. He's called a lot of his name in this second half, Hilly. He's done some good defensive acts as well. Umpire throws it up. Meese slapped it boundary side. Mark on. Tracking this ball down. Has the help of Jolly available, but again, Sam Ralph with his pressure able to just stop that potential foray forward for the Seagulls. Boundary throw in right in front of Glen Hill between the two interchange gates. 13-12-90 Williamstown again a win. Collingwood 9-7-61. Wills gets a tackle. Meese is a little slow to get up after that ruck contest, but he'll trudge his way over and do battle once more against Lynch. It's been a battle for most of the day. McClarty's done a little bit of ruck work for Collingwood as well. Bewley, left foot, high towards half forward. Kavara underneath this one. Almost actually took the mark as well. Rodder takes on Murray. This one's at true centre half forward. Tackle, no kick. Schultz picks up. Hooks his kick though, and the first score we've had in a while is a behind for Williamstown. 13-13, 91 to 9-7, 61, and even 30 points.
You're not wrong. I think it's the first score we've had in about 12 minutes.
So it's 1 goal, 1 in this final term for Williamstown. Collingwood have kicked 2 goals, 1. That's all we've had.
This will move Williamstown into 5th position when they put their head on the pillow tonight, as Collingwood come away with it, but it's only momentarily. Masters there to chop it up. Starcevic did well, kept his feet and won the footy. Going back to Hetherington, to Murphy at half forward. He swings round quickly, hoping for Chippendale, but Tippett's there in support. A Sandringham win, a record broken, and a very happy Williamstown Seagulls this afternoon. Meese and Gibbons the firsts to the new record holder for most games played for the Gulls. Congratulations, Gulls fans. Enjoy the song.
We strive for victory. There's not a game that we can't win. Together we stand tall. The siren sounds, we stand our ground with Seagulls one and all. Stand and deliver. We'll fight and not give in. We want it bad, so every lad will push until we win. Seagulls show the courage. We rally to the call. We are the boys from Williamstown with Seagulls blue and gold. Stand and deliver. We'll fight and not give in. We want it bad, so every lad will push until we win. Seagulls show the courage. We rally to the call. We are the boys from Williamstown with Seagulls blue and gold.
So an even 5-goal win. 13-13, 91 to the Seagulls. Collingwood 9-7, 61. Our man Glenn Hill is at boundary side. I think he's already had a chat to Ben Jolly. Can probably, Hill, if you can confirm, we will get him.
Yeah, we will.
Yep.
He's just doing a few thank yous, and we'll get a couple of minutes with the great man as he's coming off the ground.
It was the third term that got the job done for the Seagulls today. They kicked 7 goals to 2 in that third quarter, which included a goal to Ben Jolly in game at 209. He is now the all-time games record holder for the Seagulls. He's a premiership captain, of course. He's done it all here after coming across from Essendon in 2008. It was a recruiting class that also included Jason Cloak all the way back in 08. Hilly, it's all yours.
Thanks, boys. Joined by Ben Jolly, and firstly, congratulations on breaking the record and having a great win for your footy club today.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what we kind of came out here to do, aside from what the occasion was. A good outfit against Collingwood, so it was important for us to make sure we got the W first.
And it looks like you've come out wearing a couple today, and that's the way you've played your footy for 209 games.
Oh, very much. Sometimes you prefer to not come off with a bandage around your head. I've just spent the week in hospital with my wife giving birth to twins, so she's going to be wrapped when I head back there in about half an hour to get this thing stitched up, if there's a chin left.
Well, that's a massive congratulations on the twins as well. Congratulations there. The boys fought hard. They really stuck in hard early in the game. The contested footy was fantastic. The pressure was amazing. And I not only think they came for you today, but they just came because you need to get Williamstown a win, get back up the ladder.
No, that's exactly right. So I can't ask any more of this group, nor could I have after ask any more of them over the last 11 years. So it's very, very pleasing to day like today.
Well, you go and enjoy the win with the teammates. Congratulations once again. Always thankful for your time on VFL Live. Thanks, Ben Jolly.
Thanks very much.
Well done, Hilly, and thanks to Ben. What a day here at the Williamstown Football Club. They are a standalone club, which I think gives them somewhat of an avenue to really nail these sorts of moments, and they rarely let themselves or their fans or the competition down. Here's Ben Jolly being cheered off the ground.
We are the boys from Williamstown, we play beside the sea. All for one and one for all, we strive for victory. There's not a game that we can't win, together we stand tall. The siren sounds, we stand our ground with Seagulls one and all. Stand and deliver, we'll fight and not give in. We want it bad, so if you lad, we'll push
might be a chance to get the song as well.
We'll have a go, eh? And also, I think, magnificent to see Alex Woodward coming from the ground. This will be a loss, but for him it is a massive win to be out there and playing again. And he's walking off arm in arm with Travis Varco, having completed his comeback in an uneventful fashion, and that is a pretty good bit of news for not only Alex but the Collingwood Football Club and all of his family. I think he's got plenty of fans from all of the clubs that he's been involved with over the journey, and it's good to see a smile on his face having completed a game. Congratulations again to Ben Jolly. I think it's worth reflecting that he is not only the game's record holder, but I think he's got a special place in this football club's heart. He is one of the most respected people, not only in this club, but across the competition. And he deserves every bit of success that he is enjoying now.
We'll fight and not give in. We want it bad, so every lad will push until we win. Pump, 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 sing our show and courage. We rally to the call. We are the boys from Williamstown. We're seagulls on and off. Where do we come from? Williamstown. How do we sleep on? What do we eat? Russell. How do we eat?
There we go. That'll be one of the sweetest songs that Ben Jolly has sung. Twins on the way as well. What a time it is to be alive for Ben Jolly.
Yes, I hope. I think he's going to have a sore head to go with, a sore head from not sleeping for the next little while. So congratulations to the family. Terrific news, and good to hear that everyone's healthy, including Dad, who's going to go for a few stitches and head himself into the night with a sore chin.
Let's Lizzie go through the ladder at the end of round 13. The winners today, North Melbourne and Williamstown by 30 points right here on Peter Jackson VFL Live against the Pies. We've got two teams on top of the ladder at 9 and 2. They are Richmond and the Casey Demons respectively. Then Geelong is outright third. We'll see the Cats next week take on the Dolphins on Peter Jackson VFL Live with myself, Michael Peppercelli, and Mark Stone, I think, is on that coverage as well. Then we've got three teams at 7 and 4. The Bombers, they're starting to come good. A very good win I saw last week against Box Hill for the Bombers. They are 7 and 4 on a percentage of 142. And Williamstown is now fifth as a result of today's win. Percentage of 123.39. Footscray, the other team at 7 and 4, they are sixth. Box Hill and Collingwood at 6 and 5 make up your top 8. And then at 6 and 5, the reigning premier Port Melbourne on 6 and 5 in 9th spot alongside North Melbourne in 10th. Then we go down to Sandringham at 5 and 6. Werribee 3 and 8, then 2 and 9 for both the Northern Blues and Frankston. We'll see both in the next fortnight on Peter Jackson VFL Live. In Coburg still winless at 0 and 12.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you to everyone who's been involved in getting the broadcast up and running. Congratulations again to Ben Jolly and the Williamstown Seagulls. It's a very good evening to you from Peter Jackson VFL Live.